I've been waiting 4 years for this moment.
Hey guys, it feels so good.
Wait, what the hell, man? JC? What'd you do?
Oh! Well, don't worry, MC Hale. We don't need JC.
No, why not?
Because I have a contingency plan.
I see what you did there. Nick K, yeah, I know, Contingent, yeah.
Well,
Nick, you want to tell us what we got going on?
Yeah, sure. I'm not positive what all that was about, but hey, tonight we got a lot of contingent-related stuff. That is a group that I am vaguely familiar with, and hopefully tonight they have the evening they do deserve. Because starting off, we have Career vs. Mass, BT Bull, and Sean Demons McNelis. Then we have the guys that I like to call the Kirkland Contingent Crew against, I don't know.
Does it even matter?
It doesn't even matter. Joey Adams' BROtein pack. And in the main event, Eric Corvis, Ty Thomas, my guy Ty, will become the UWA Elite Champion.
All right. In addition, we've got, let's actually welcome you to Last Breath, by the way. This is, I guess, the swan song of UWA Elite. I'm the man of 1,000 spreadsheets, MC Hale. We've also got the bull rope match, Michael Massacre against Chris Steeler, the Ironman Championship, Jim Wilder against Athan Promise, the iChampionship, Eddie versus Tech versus Bulldog, and we got a couple tag team matches, right, Cypress?
We do. We have the Lost Boys, Ryan Rise and Miles Penn against the Shot Callers, yawn. But the real thing everyone's waiting for, the real tag match, the tag team titles, where the champions, Matt Vertigo and Corey Dillinger, defending against my boys, Roller and KTB, the Do or Die Posse. But alas, you don't have to wait much longer because it's kicking it off.
It's our first match. Let's go to the ring.
At long last, after coming within a hair of championship gold on numerous occasions, the team of Corey Dillinger and Matt Vertigo, the Dilligent Enterprise, finally scored a victory over and took the tag team championships away from Robbie Roller and KTB, the Do or Die Posse. Or did they? You see, there's a bit of a problem with how the match at Brawl for It All ended. Yes, Roller was pinned for the 1-2-3, but he was not the legal man. KTB was. Now, I'll admit, in all of the confusion, I didn't pick up on it on commentary. But of course, the champ's UWA Elite Hall of Fame advisor, an original member of the Do or Die Posse, Cypress, immediately spotted it and called it a non-victory for Vertigo and Dillinger. Well, it seems the Hunter and the King of the Barons agree on that point too, and KTB and Roller proceeded to just flat out steal the belts from ringside and escape right out of the venue with them. In a backstage moment you can see right now on all of the UWA social media outlets, Roller and KTB were celebrating with their retained ? Titles before UWA Elite President Dave Swan stepped in and informed them that the official decision would stand, telling them they've been here long enough to know that if you lose a match, you deal with it. Well, following a literal tug of war for the belts, Swan made his decision. If both teams say the tag team championship belts belong to them, and both have a fairly legitimate claim, then the best way to settle it will be to challenge both teams to be the first to grab the belts that will be hung 15 feet above the ring. Do or Die is fine with this, but the Dilligent Enterprise? For them to have to, as they put it, go begging to Swan to win back the titles after already winning them, feels a bit like they're coming into this match as the challengers and not the champs. And now they have to win a ladder match against the team who started their title hunt by winning UWA Elite's most recent ladder match, the Tag Team Golden Ticket. The Do or Die Posse have had their shaky moments, times when they looked, well, beatable. And obviously no more so than when they seemingly lost those titles at Brawl. Yes, it's true that Roller was not the legal man, but he was still pinned by Vertigo. KTB was down and out, unable to make the save. There's cracks in the armor, but can the Dilligent Enterprise do it a second time? Only one team can grab those belts high above the ring this Saturday when the UWA Elite Tag Team Championships are on the line for the King of the Barons and the Hunter, the Do or Die Posse, facing off against Corey Dillinger and Matt Vertigo, the Dilligent Enterprise, in a tag team ladder match.
official in charge for our opening match will be Ref Jimmy Storm. This will be a special ladder match. The only way to win the match is to climb the ladder and grab the 2 belts hanging from the ceiling. And the winner will be the Tag Team Champion! Introducing first the challengers. Being accompanied by Big Dan Winant, the team of Robbie Roller, K2B, and now, introducing their opponents, the reigning and defending Tag Team Champions, Dillinger, Vertigo,
Well, slightly different crowd reaction here for the Dilligent Enterprise than the Do or Die Posse. What do you think about that, Cypress?
I mean, I would have booed the Dillinger Enterprise, but, you know, I don't really get along with the crowd, so.
All right, our opening contest coming your way. Starting off Last Breath, I'm the man of 1,000 spreadsheets, MC Hale, alongside Cypress, and special guest commentary today, the one and only Nicholas K. Wow, that's a heck of an intro you got there, Nick.
I was going to say hello, but instead I just got a very aggressive bell ring.
I was told I'm good at it, so I had to make you.
I think you're doing great.
You know.
All right, the 2 tag team championship belts hung high above the ring. The ladder's the only way to get to them, and a bit of a dispute on who exactly are the champions and challengers in this match. I mean, Vertigo and Dillinger being awarded the tag team champions at Brawl for It All, but Do or Die Posse getting pinned. Robbie Roller got the pin, but he was not the legal man. So a little bit of doubt as to who the champions and challengers should be in this one.
I mean, there's no doubt with the Do or Die Posse, we're the champ. Well, not me, but you know, Roller and KTB are the champions. I also like the tiaras that Dilligent Enterprise came out with.
I think they're crowns. I don't know that I'd call them tiaras.
Oh, yeah, I call them how I say it.
A Big Dan in the middle of the ring setting up the ladder as Vertigo and Dillinger out at ringside. Wait, can Big Dan grab the championship belts? Is that a thing?
Sure can. No disqualifications.
But I mean, would that even count?
As long as he hands it to, well, he's got to make sure he doesn't, give it to the wrong people.
Well, fair enough. I mean, I would assume he'd know not to do that.
No matter what, Big Dan absolutely will represent a numbers advantage.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 3-on-2. I mean, the Dilligent Enterprise has to keep in mind that they are not just wrestling against Roller and KTB. They've got Big Dan at ringside, and there's always, the guy next to me.
Listen, as someone that's been known to use the numbers advantage, no shame in it.
Exactly. See, I knew Nick would understand. This is why I'm happy Nick's here.
Reversal by the Dilligent Enterprise, and a double suplex onto the ladder.
But sometimes it also, does that for you.
Well, that wasn't in our pregame, plan, but
it never is.
Dilligent Enterprise with the early advantage here. Now Vertigo looking to set up the ladder. Roller and KTB out at ringside. Corey Dillinger trying to still get his senses about him, but Vertigo reaching up for the belts. Here comes Big Dan. Big Dan pulling Vertigo off of the ladder.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. He's always going to be that pest in this match, creating the difference.
Vertigo has a different ladder. Dillinger has one of his own, and now Big Dan is in a world of trouble. A ladder toe?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
I think that's actually in the dictionary.
I think it is, but I do know that Big Dan is probably minus a couple ribs right now.
Yeah.
That's all right. He'll just get up, shake it off. Worry about that tomorrow.
Well, Big Dan in a heap at ringside. KTB in the ring right now alongside the Dilligent Enterprise. Roller right here by our commentary position. He's got that do or die chair.
Not handed to him by me.
No.
Nope. You know.
Vertigo and Dillinger putting KTB into the corner, but then Roller just waffles Vertigo and then launching the chair into Dillinger's face.
Goodness, Dillinger is in a bad way.
I mean, you got to figure out a way to take him out somehow.
Dillinger's going to be counting his teeth.
That could be the way.
All three of them are there.
Now the tide has turned a little bit. The do or die Posse with Vertigo into the ladder in the corner.
His whole body bouncing off the ladder.
Good grief.
You know, you see ladder matches where guys go through ladders and the ladder gives. That actually makes it a little bit better. When the ladder doesn't give, it's even worse.
No flex there.
I mean, it hurts regardless, but...
Well, believe it or not, ladders are not designed for bodies to bounce off. Believe it or not.
Yeah, they're actually... I heard they're made to climb up.
I heard such a thing.
Well, maybe we'll see that a little bit later on this match, too. Once they're done using them as implements of destruction. Oh, double stomp from Roller onto Dillinger. And then the elbow from KTB to finish off the combination.
Very creative double team offense here.
Anything that is not nailed down is a weapon for the do or die Posse. Well, all the time in the world for them to climb that ladder, but taking their sweet time.
Well, you know, you got to, make sure the ladder's in the right spot. Sometimes you want to kick Dillinger again. Like, if I was Roller, I'd give him another shot just for good measure.
Big Dan still down at ringside. Vertigo just able to get his feet underneath him. Also out here at ringside. Roller reaching for the belts. He's almost got him. KTB reaching for the belts. He gets thrown off balance by Roller getting thrown off the ladder. Roller head first into the turnbuckle, and now Vertigo and KTB on opposite sides of the ladder.
Vertigo has to be very careful here. He is on the unstable side of the ladder. Not designed for a person to be on that side of the ladder.
Vertigo
also debunking, popular belief.
Vertigo trying to use that height advantage a little bit, too. The long-limbed Matt Vertigo. Now Dillinger with KTB right at the top, right at the belts. Dillinger trying to put KTB and the ladder toppling over. KTB crashes into the top rope and then down to the mat. Roller trying to get a right in on Vertigo, but Vertigo blocks it and puts one of his own and then sends Roller into the ladder.
Well, Jimmy Storm almost didn't make it to 10,002. I don't like to give, my guy, people that wrestle my guys credit, but I got to give Dillinger credit there.
Yeah.
That ladder is not light, and KTB is at least 250, and he just lifted him deadlift. That's not easy to do. That's impressive. Yeah. I got to give him that.
A beefy dude on a sturdy ladder.
But then again, nothing that Dillinger does amazes me anymore. I know what he's capable of.
Oh, Vertigo with the pump kick, the running pump kick. What do they have in store here? The side slam from Dillinger with a little bit of extra acceleration from Vertigo. And the DE chant from the fans here at ringside. I mean, they're loving it. I'm enjoying the action. How about you, Cypress?
I enjoyed the beginning of it.
That's what I thought.
I was wondering why the silence from the left of me.
Don't worry, I never hear silence to the left of me. MC Hell doesn't shut up.
I mean, it is kind of part of the job description.
Someone's got to carry the team, right?
And we don't have JC here, so I guess it falls to me.
Isn't that every show?
Meanwhile, the Dilligent Enterprise, oh, good grief. A suplex onto the side of the ladder goes KTB. The lower back, yeah, KTB's just clutching at his lower back. Jack up a few vertebrae.
I think C7, C6, B28, yeah. Q45 have all left the chat.
Pretty much all of them. All right, Dillinger's got the King of the Barons hung up in the Tree of Woe in the corner. Oh, no.
Roller, come on, Roller.
I'm with you on a lot of stuff that you do, my friend, but this might be a bridge too far. Roller with the spinning roundhouse kick.
Wait, KTB still... Wait, Roller, no, what is he doing? KTB's still behind him.
We've got a ladder on Dillinger, on a ladder on KTB, and Robbie Roller just looking to do some extra damage here. Look behind you, there's Matt Vertigo.
I think I've seen this before. They formed the Megazord.
Oh!
No, wrong show.
Vertigo sending Roller into the ladder, into Dillinger, into the ladder, into KTB.
Vertigo almost sacrificing Dillinger to put more punishment on KTB and Roller there.
And in this type of match, sometimes that's what you have to do. You're in this deep, and you have to sacrifice sometimes your own team members to get to the top of the ladder, literally.
Yeah, only one man can grab those belts
That's not true. We have 3 guys that can grab them.
at a time.
How many sides do your ladders have?
Vertigo looking at the big ladder. Yeah, we're completely ignoring the one in the ring. Vertigo wants the tall one.
I don't think he needs that one.
Tall guy, tall ladder.
Yeah. The New York Drip setting up that. Good grief. Setting up the big ladder. Dillinger just now getting to his feet. KTB and Roller nowhere to be found. They're still recovering in the corner.
That ladder would literally be an expressway right to those titles. If they could get up it.
All right, Vertigo going up one ladder. I think we got Dillinger going up the other one.
He wants them both to have the moment, but are they wasting too much time here?
Yes, they are. 100% they are.
Dillinger up one side, but KTB just starting to get to his feet. Roller just starting to get to his feet. KTB grabs a hold of Dillinger and Roller with a shot to the back of Vertigo. Now all 4 men on respective ladders. Roller and Vertigo exchanging right hands. KTB and Dillinger doing the same. Roller reaching for the belts. KTB reaching for the belts. Roller's got a hand on one of them. KTB with the sunset power bomb off of the ladder.
Now he's got to get rid of Vertigo, and we're there.
Vertigo and Roller still fighting for position. Vertigo with the choke slam.
All the bodies, all the humanity hitting the mat.
Just carnage strewn around the ring.
All over the place.
Vertigo might have twisted a knee or an ankle there.
Yeah, Vertigo's holding his right knee. And I mean, meanwhile, Dillinger, his feet are all sorts of jacked up on the ropes. Even though they took the brunt of those moves, I wonder if KTB and Roller got the better of that.
Smart man, Big Dan, get in that ring.
Big Dan trying to get Roller up now.
Trying to rally the troops.
Just go up and get it yourself, Dan. Just do it yourself.
That seems to be the active plan for Big Dan.
Gentlemen, do you see Matt Vertigo out here at ringside? Ladder number 3 entering
more ladders.
entering the match. Big Dan almost at the belts, but a pair of shots from Dillinger and Vertigo slows him down just a little bit. Dillinger, Vertigo, both grabbing a leg of Big Dan and sending him into the 3rd ladder.
Oh, that was not in the Big Dan plan.
Well, now it might actually be a 2-on-2 match. Imagine that.
I mean, I can make it a 3-on-2, but I want to be professional.
Why would you start now? KTB with a gut full of ladder, courtesy of Corey Dillinger. Now Dillinger setting up, looking to make that climb. Maybe not. Dillinger looking for the D elbow, maybe. Yes!
Oh, man, did you hear that?
A whole lot of mustard on that. And now I think it might be time for Dillinger to go up and grab those belts.
Yeah, KTB with his best Exorcist impression, his head spinning halfway around. The Corey chant from the UWA Elite Army. Dillinger making that slow climb up to the Tag Team Championship belts.
Oh, boy, where's Roller? Where's Roller?
Dillinger.
He's got a hand. He's got a hand. Oh, Roller with the great equalizer.
Roller's also got a hand.
And the super kick for Vertigo almost sends him out of the ring. Dillinger just hanging on to that ladder for dear life right now. It's the only thing keeping him upright. KTB with Dillinger on his shoulders. Robbie going all the way up to the top turnbuckle. Double stomp and the burning hammer. But now it's all do or die Posse.
And this could be their easy path right to those belts.
The King of the Barons is grabbing Roller, though. Oh, they have no intention of going for the belts. I understand.
No, we got to take out Vertigo, too. Make sure they're both out.
Vertigo with a new necklace that he hadn't planned on. KTB has him set up. KTB had him set up for a pile driver, and it looked like Roller might have slipped on his way off, but still the damage done to Matt Vertigo, jacking up the neck.
While the timing may not be quite what they were hoping for, the end result, I'm pretty sure was.
Oh yeah, still quite painful.
A pile driver's a pile driver.
Exactly.
And it's even worse when your head's in the middle of the ladder.
Do or die Posse setting up that big ladder now over both of the prone bodies of the Dilligent Enterprise. Roller climbing up the ladder on top of Dillinger. KTB over Vertigo.
Trying to add a little insult there to a potential title victory.
I think we're looking at a Last Breath repeat here. Back-to-back years, ladder match winners.
Last year it was the golden ticket. That's how the Do or Die Posse started their title hunt.
And Roller, not satisfied with it being on the body of Dillinger, wants to put it directly over the throat.
And there goes Roller. Oh, look at Dillinger.
No way.
No, that can't. Corey Dillinger knocking Robbie Roller not only off the ladder, but all the way to the arena floor.
That is quite a drop out.
But look out, KTB's got a hand on the belt. Dillinger with a shot to the back takes KTB back down to earth. Meanwhile, Matt Vertigo still has that ladder on top of him. He's finally able to extricate himself. I'm pretty sure Roller's dead. Vertigo with the running pump kick into the corner for KTB. Setting it up for Dillinger. Dillinger, Vertigo, a whole year's worth of hatred for the Do or Die Posse being channeled into one ridiculous impact maneuver.
Oh, this isn't good. This isn't good.
Dillinger holding the ladder. Vertigo making the climb. He's got his hands on the belt. He's got one of them. Is he getting the second one? Dillinger's got one. Vertigo with the second belt, and that's it. Well, 2/3 of the commentary table are pretty excited about what they just saw.
I mean, I like the match. I just didn't like the end.
Feel the way that you want to feel if I was still recruiting talent. Vertigo and Dillinger just put on a hell of a show. This crowd is literally on their feet.
I don't know how long it's been since I've seen a standing ovation at UWA Elite, and I'm not sure that I've ever seen a more deserving pair of that standing ovation than the Dilligent Enterprise. They are still your UWA Elite Tag Team Champions. Coming up next, we have the UWA Elite Iron Man Championship match. Jungle Jim Wilder against Athan Promise. Let's take a look at Athan Promise rejoining the Lost Boys at Brawl for It All. This is your UWA Elite Rewind.
The story of the Lost Boys, and especially Athan Promise, is a complicated one. He was one half of the 2023 Tag Team of the Year and a Tag Champion in 2024. Now, Miles Penn and Ryan Rise initially came in with the same energy as their friends the Lost Boys, and as Rise and Penn officially joined up with the faction, there was a bit of a change in attitude for Promise. Penn and Rise began accompanying him to ringside. Every so often some interference, some distraction, it became more frequent, and Promise resisted this new Lost Boys direction. But Miles Penn and Ryan Rise increased their pressure on Promise, telling him that fair and square weren't getting them the respect they felt they deserved. To drive home the point, they delivered a post-match beatdown to Dillinger and Vertigo after the Dilligent Enterprise beat them at aggression. Now that seemed to mark a turning point for the team. Promise was absolutely not on board with the tactics being employed by the other two Lost Boys, Rise and Penn in effect saying the ends justified the means. Crossroads pitted the three Lost Boys in a triple threat match against each other, with Ryan and Miles effectively making it a 2-on-1 match, teaming up against Athan, who overcame the odds and came out with the win. But Rise and Penn celebrated the new brutality of Promise, telling him his victory only proved them right. It seems what finally pushed Athan over was the abysmal 10% voting result he got, taking him out of the Iron Man title match at iWrestle. After his eventual title shot against champ Jungle Jim Wilder at Brawl for It All resulted in a loss, Promise made his transformation complete, bashing the skull of Jungle Jim before being chased out of the ring by the shot callers. Now Wilder said what we were all thinking. It had looked like Athan might eventually be going down that path, but the suddenness of it caught him off guard. He demanded a rematch one-on-one the way the Iron Man title deserves. Promise seems to be enjoying the fact that his post-match antics are earning him another shot at gold. But Jungle Jim is on a historic streak right now. 17 successful Iron Man title defenses and over a year-long reign, which is now approaching the length of the record title reign of UWA Elite Hall of Famer, the Wretched Bose, now simply known as our head of video production, John. As a matter of fact, it might get really interesting if Wilder can hold on to that title through Last Breath. He'll break the record of Bose in March of 26. And you know nothing would make Athan Promise happier than to kill that dream before it becomes a reality. It's a return match, it's for the Iron Man Championship, and it's happening this Saturday when your UWA Elite Iron Man champ, Jungle Jim Wilder, defends against the backbreak kid, Athan Promise.
All right, before we get this match started, hey, keep back for just a second. I knew darn well that you were going to be bring backup to this match. And I know factions all too well here in the UWA, so I came prepared. So I brought backup of my own. Now bring them out. All right, South River, New Jersey. Once again, it's championship time. Our official in charge for this bout will be Ref DM Stevens. This match will be scheduled for one fall, and it will be for the Iron Man Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, being accompanied by Ryan Rise and Miles Penn of the Lost Boys, who wrestling from wherever he wakes up, his weight he doesn't know. Give it up for Athan Promise! And now, introducing his opponent, being accompanied by Jay Evans and Chris Carter of the Shotguns, wrestling from a way down under, He's the reigning, defending Iron Man champion. Here is the Jungle, the Jim Warrior.
All right, Athan Promise has some backup. Jim Wilder has some backup. Even JC had backup. We got Nicholas K with us now.
So much better than JC.
Who's that?
Exactly.
Iron Man Championship is on the line right now. And Jungle Jim Wilder's historic streak as well. 17 successful Iron Man title defenses. Looking for that 18th one right now is toe-to-toe in the middle of the ring. Go Wilder and Promise. Promise getting the better of it early. A block by Wilder and a right of his own. Each one of these is sending Promise back just a little bit further.
You know, if Jungle Jim really wanted to impress me, he should make that title 24/7 defended.
He just hit a crane kick. That didn't impress you?
He did.
No.
If Durant can defend. See, I can actually make those references. The three of us here understand the Karate Kid.
Yeah, another reason not to have JC here anymore.
So we can make old guy references?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah. Pop culture that begins before 2010.
He did, and I quote, said Ralph Macchio is the guy from My Cousin Vinny.
Yep.
Sounds about right, though.
I mean, he's right, but...
He's technically right, which, I mean, is the best kind of right, I guess. The Lost Boys doing a number on Wilder from the outside, choking him on the middle rope.
Yeah, real good that backup's doing.
Ref Stevens was distracted by Promise inside the ring.
Shot callers are too busy trying to figure out what bars they're going to hit up after the show.
Yeah, Carter and Evans need to be a little bit more on the ball here. If they're going to be an advantage for Wilder instead of a disadvantage. Once again, Wilder and Promise exchanging right. I don't know, Wilder said it was a handful of hair. I couldn't see it from here. Lost Boys and shot callers now exchanging pleasantries. Wilder in the middle.
Why do they call it pleasantries? Because they're never pleasant.
I think it's kind of hyperbole. Whoa! Up and over with the attempted plancha. But nobody home. Promise crashing to the arena floor, and then Wilder slamming his head into the hardest part of the ring.
Never heard that before.
I mean, it's our last one. I've got to do it one more time. Wilder up on the middle turnbuckle. Promise just starting to get to his feet. Long leap for Wilder and met with a super kick from Promise. 1, 2. 2 count only. Wilder with the kick out.
Impressive kick out after getting literally kicked out of the air.
The shot callers leading a Fight Jim Fight chant. Big enziguri from Promise, and now up to the top turnbuckle he goes, the high rent district.
That double stomp.
Indeed, the double stomp from Promise. Wilder catching him. Promise trying to fight through into the cataclysm from Wilder, and he hits it! Cataclysm from Jungle Jim Wilder, hooks the leg, 1, 2, no, and the Lost Boys in to make the save. And that's going to be it. Disqualification called for by DM Stevens, but it doesn't really seem to matter for the Lost Boys and the shot callers. Well, they're going to be meeting up a little bit later on tonight. Maybe establishing something for a little bit later in the evening.
Now hold on 1 second. Hold on. This is Last Breath, and we're not going to have a match end like that. So what we're going to do is, since the 3 of you are all here and ready to fight, and since the 3 of you are in that ring right now ready to fight, we're going to have ourselves a good old-fashioned 6-man tag team match, players. You heard it from President Dave Swan. It'll be Jungle Jim Wilder and the Shot Callers versus the Lost Boys.
All right, so we're going to get that match right now, I guess. Well, Jungle Jim Wilder Jungle Jim Wilder, I guess it's a successful title defense, wins by disqualification. The three Lost Boys with the back body drop going up and over the shot callers and Wilder.
Wins by disqualification, but his night is not over.
Hell, you better take care of that Iron Man title for Athan Promise. He handed it to you.
The dive from Wilder taking out all of the Lost Boys. Well, it looks like Jungle Jim Wilder now is going to break the record. That's it. His Jungle Jim Wilder's Iron Man title streak is going to be intact through March of next year, and that's going to break the streak of John Bowes.
Well, the length, right?
It is, yes. Yeah.
Oh my God, I hate 6'7". I don't even know what it means.
No one does.
It means nothing. That's what it means.
So yes, the number of defenses is a record held by Mike West. It is not. It might be 667. I'm not sure. But yes, that record is held by Mike West. The Lost Boys coming together in the middle of the ring, but not by choice. Flash and Evan asking if we're ready to dance. Promise coming in to join the party. And in comes Wilder as well. We got all 6 men in the ring. Let's see it, Jay the Key Evans. Shots, everybody.
No, there is a silver lining to this match happening like this.
And what is that?
We don't have to see the shot callers later on in the night.
I mean, we're seeing quite a lot of them right now.
But that'll be it. No more.
Wilder with the scoop slam. Cover on Rise, but a 2 count only. I mean, we haven't gotten a comment on the new coordinated gear for the Lost Boys. I gotta say, may not be a fan of theirs, but the gear's looking pretty nifty there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm the only one that thinks that. That's fine. Power slam.
I was never a singlet guy personally.
I had a comment, but I couldn't get it out.
Well, you were a singlet guy.
I was for a while.
And Ryan Rise pulling down the straps, which, as we know, adds 15% to your power.
That's true. Whenever I was in the ring and I felt weak, I pulled my straps down and I got it back.
That's what happens.
Oh, so you do that right at the start of the match then, right?
Right.
Science. Promise with the ride into Wilder.
No, I should have did that. I should have enlisted Nicolas Cage. That's what I should have did.
See, you could have been an associate.
Too busy wrestling.
And the Lost Boys posing onto the body of Jungle Jim Wilder. Roll up by Promise, only a 2 count. Promise delivering a shot to Flash Carter, making sure that he can't come in and make the save.
In Promise's defense, Flash Carter does have a very punchable face.
So you've said, Cypher. So you've said many times.
But
before.
he's not, as we know though, he's not the most punchable face in UWA. We took the poll. That's Ryan T. He still holds that title.
Can confirm both pretty punchable faces.
Yeah, deservedly so. Promise trying to stretch out Wilder, see if he can get that submission, stretching out the chest. Oh! Just going to go with a lung blower instead. Or backstabber, I guess that was.
I think if Jungle Jim wants to be the real Iron Man, he should defend the title in this match too.
I don't think that's really how that works. It's kind of a singles championship. We got rid of the trios titles quite a while ago.
Oh, the trios titles. I remember those days.
The Lost Boys going to town on Jungle Jim Wilder as Flash Carter costing Wilder a little bit of extra punishment. Promise and Wilder, we saw them just a little while ago in our previous match, and now another crane kick. I didn't do it right.
You know, MC Hell, Jungle Jim and Flash wouldn't be in this mess if it wasn't for Jay Evans slashing the tire.
Oh, good Lord. Are we back to that again? That's been like a year and a half, dude.
It always comes back.
I feel like there's a reference I'm missing.
Yeah,
it's not worth going back for.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask. Got a match to watch.
Tag to Flash, tag to Rise. Flash looked like he was going for a flash drive, but no, caught by Ryan Rise.
You know, he wouldn't have been able to catch him if he didn't have the straps down. I'm just saying.
That was an impressive display of control there.
Flash looking for the 619, but met with by Miles Penn. Big right to the jaw. Up on the shoulders, and now the marquee kick from Jay Evans. Sending Miles Penn down into the middle rope. A pair of 619s, which would be, what, 1,238?
I'm not
sure.
good at math.
I'm not really a numbers guy. Crossbody by Flash, but a little bit of friendly fire as he takes out Jay Evans instead. Both of the Lost Boys getting out of dodge, and then a kick from Penn into the face of Jungle Jim Wilder, who goes careening over here to our commentary position.
Hopefully not too close. I don't want to be that close to that guy.
Penn putting Evans in the corner, and then Rise throwing Flash in. Roll up from Rise right into a German suplex from Miles Penn. Rise and Penn with a pair of clotheslines onto the shot callers. Both of the Lost Boys up on the second rope with the shot callers. Penn with the Frankensteiner from the top turnbuckle. And then the super cutter. 1, 2, and no.
I don't know how Flash Carter kicked out of that one.
And it looked like Rise had the 3, but Flash just able to get that shoulder up.
A lot of fight in Flash. The crowd is always behind him here.
A perennial favorite wrestler nominee and frequent winner. Also, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are voting for the UWA Elite Year-End Awards. Make sure you're checking all the social media at UWA Elite. A couple of elbows to Flash Carter. Carter in the corner now, taking a chop from Penn.
This is what you got to do if you're the Lost Boys. Cut the ring in half, quick tags. That doesn't hurt.
The promise with the forearm onto Wilder. We can just barely see the prone form of Jay Evans at ringside.
Oh, Jay Evans is still here? I thought he left.
I mean, might as well have. He's in a bad way out there.
I thought he was trying to beat the clock at Bar A.
Measuring Flash for another chop, but Flash gets out of the way. Penn thinks that was Rise that hit him. Flash trying to make the tag, no. Backdrop by Ryan Rise sends Flash crashing to the mat.
You know, I do have to say, in the previous months in UWA Elite, I've obviously been busy, had my hands full most shows. You don't often get a chance to watch a lot of the in-ring action, but the Lost Boys, very able to work as a cohesive team here, very good mechanics, and they do have a good strategic, there's the word, base as a tag team here.
Yeah, the
really
communication. The communication from the Lost Boys, impressive, but even more impressive, the destroyer from Flash Carter.
You know, being cohesive only gets you so much when you get a destroyer onto the top of your dome.
And Flash in the corner, able to finally make the tag to Jungle Jim Wilder. A chop and a crescent kick to the head of Rise.
Oh, wait, we can see it. Here it is. Cack Attack! The greatest move in UWA Elite.
The greatest name, anyway. And that spinning roundhouse kick from Jungle Jim Wilder. The Jungle in Paradise. And then the power slam from Jay Evans. Miles Penn in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, he just got cack attacked.
In comes Promise. Pop-up powerbomb maybe. And just throws Promise onto Rise and Penn. The 3 Lost Boys in a heap at ringside.
Impressive strength displayed there by Jay Evans and a complete lack of care to the bodies of his opponents.
All right, Jungle Jim going out to ringside to bring the legal man, Ryan Rise, back into the ring. Last call from the shot callers. 1, 2, and no! Miles Penn at 2.9.
That was as close as it gets.
Jay Evans looking to fly.
A high risk, high reward, as they say, and there's the high risk.
Looks like Miles Penn's going to take the reward, though.
Could be in very prone position here.
Looking for a superplex?
Almost looks like a gut wrench, maybe.
That's what I thought he was going for at first.
Well, both of the Lost Boys with a handful of Jay Evans, but Jungle Jim Wilder coming in to make a double power bomb out of it. That gave Athan Promise the opening that he was looking for. Another double stomp coming to the back of Wilder, and he hits it. Promise goes up, over, around, and through for the Lucha DDT. Promise kicking Wilder out to ringside.
All men down now. Oh, now getting flashed. Oh, were we paying attention to legal men now in UWA? I thought we stopped doing that.
I mean, it is no disqualification, I think. Oh, Promise taking down the straps. Miles Penn taking down the straps. That's like 45% extra right there. Flash Carter with no allies in sight. Well, that's not going to matter. A couple of punches, a crescent kick. Flash with the rainbow cutter. It looks like Ryan Rise is injured here, and Ref DM Stevens trying to make sure that he's okay, but Flash Carter looking to take the chair away from Miles Penn, and a low blow from Athan Promise.
Very unfortunate series of events there while the ref was distracted.
Yeah, otherwise occupied.
I'm just happy. I can't believe the miraculous recovery by Ryan Rise.
Still only a 2 count.
So much
Carter.
fight. So much fight in Flash.
Somehow kicking out. All right, we actually have a tag.
It does look like it's going to end well for Flash Carter right now.
The BFU from the Lost Boys into the double stomp.
Well, this crowd loves Flash because he does fight until the absolute end, but...
Are you kidding me? A swanton from Jay Evans onto all 3 of the Lost Boys. Penn getting dumped out by Wilder.
On top of Rise.
Athan Promise and Jay Evans. Evans looks like he's going to set him up for Wilder. One more time, Flash says we're going to see the last call, and there it is. Pinned by Carter, 2 and 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Jungle Jim Wilder and the Champion!
Well, we got a 2-for-1 here. Jungle Jim Wilder defending his Iron Man Championship and then joining in with the shot callers to take out Athan Promise, Ryan Rise, Miles Penn, the Lost Boys. And I guess they're going to the bar now. Folks, we have got one of the most brutal matches in UWA Elite coming your way next. It is a bull rope match. Michael Massacre against Chris Steeler. Let's see how this match came to be. It is your UWA Elite Rewind.
Now, we've talked about championships, we've talked about grudges, we've talked about history, but what about some just old-fashioned betrayal? What about a tag team being torn apart from within? Well, this is exactly the situation the former Just Us League now faces. Chris Steeler and Michael Massacre have been friends for years. Sure, they've been opponents, they've had their differences, but but it looked like that was all water under the bridge when they formed the Just Us League, winning the tag team titles twice in the next 2 years. It wasn't even just the two of them. Their confidence in the future of their team was strong enough for them to recruit Max Bane as the third member of the faction. Now this year at Dangerous Uprisings, all 3 members of the Just Us League took on Promise, Rise, and Penn of the Lost Boys. Following their victory, a victory, mind you, not a loss, Massacre began to twitch and, in explosive fashion, submitted his resignation by smashing a steel chair into the heads of Steeler and Bane, putting both on the shelf, until Steeler's return last month at Brawl for It All. The standard bearer made his way into the brawl at number 15 and wasted 0 time in attacking and eliminating the 6th element Michael Massacre. With 0 regard for victory or a shot at the UWA Elite Championship, Steeler went right out along with Massacre and continued to beat his former ally at ringside. The two brawled to the back, and if you thought this was over, well, there was no Max Bane this time to try and hold the team together. Steeler took to social media to address the issues between himself and Massacre, saying they have been tethered together for years, both in and out of the Just Us League. What got under his skin, though, was the incredibly violent way that Massacre walked out on the Just Us League. If he had just said it, there would have been no issues. But after that betrayal, they could only be tethered together one last time, joined at the wrists with a bull rope. No sooner was this challenge issued than a masked figure, we can only assume Massacre, appeared behind the standard bearer and attacked, knocking out the camera in the process. Now, while I can't speculate on the physical condition of Steeler, and I really can't speculate on the mental condition of Massacre, what I can confirm is that this Saturday in South River, New Jersey, the 6th element Michael Massacre will indeed face off against his former friend and tag team partner, the standard bearer, Chris Steeler, in a bull rope match.
Massacre yanking on the bull rope, pulling Steeler into our ref Jimmy Storm.
Match still isn't actually underway yet.
I mean, yeah, the bell hasn't rung. It's not technically a match yet.
Well, it can't start until Massacre puts the bull rope on.
Massacre taking as many liberties as possible with the knee of Steeler.
I mean, it's a smart way to go about it.
I can't help but agree with you there, Cypress. I mean, get your opponent weakened before you're even tied to him. Get him in a position where you could easily win this thing.
All right, we have finally got both men with the bull rope, and now Steeler pulling in Massacre.
That didn't work.
A couple of shots to the top of the head.
Guess I'm not ringing the bell on this one.
I think Steeler's going to ring that bell for you, Cypress.
There you go.
Yep, there we go. We'll
Match
count
is
it.
official.
Chris Steeler not used to getting the fan reactions, the positive fan reactions. That's how much Michael Massacre has turned on everybody here at UWA.
Well, we saw months and months ago Michael Massacre turning his back on Chris Steeler, his partner, best friend, brother, you could say.
Indeed, Massacre issuing his resignation from the Just Us League. Oh, good grief! That knee to the face.
I saw his jaw just go ways there. Jaws aren't meant to go.
Massacre trying to pull Steeler out of the ring. You can see Steeler favoring that right knee again.
Well, that's what Massacre attacked when he attacked him before the match officially started.
Massacre finally able to get a real bit of leverage on that bull rope and pull Steeler into the top rope.
That's part of the smarts of Michael Massacre by attacking the knee before the match started. Steeler's a bigger guy, so it's going to be harder for Massacre to pull Steeler around. You take out the knee, you're putting him almost at it, not just an even advantage, a disadvantage for Steeler.
Well, when you're in a match type like this, it is in your best interest to use the rules of the match to your advantage and against your opponent. So, as former tag partners, he knows his opponent's weaknesses. He knows how to attack here.
I mean, they've been friends for years. They won the tag titles twice in 2 years. Just very much familiar with each other's abilities and move sets.
Yep, former tag team champions here in UWA Elite and many other places.
And don't forget the match that separated them, where Massacre decided to turn on his teammates, was a victory over the Lost Boys. They won that match. That wasn't frustration. That was just Massacre deciding, I'm done.
Well, Massacre, as he goes crashing into the post.
Looks like Steeler pulled the rope right off of the wrist of Massacre.
But Massacre has not been in the right mind since that moment, as we can tell, and we've seen over the last few months.
You need to focus as much as you possibly can in a match like this when you are literally tied to your opponent and he's using a rope and a bell.
Right, there's no escaping. You can't go anywhere. You can't run. You can't take a breath.
Steeler just putting the boots to Massacre outside the ring right now. Continuing to tie up the wrist.
Massacre going crashing down to Steeler. Massacre in firm control now, and he's now whipping that rope.
Nothing fancy here. No big impact moves. Just as you said, Nick K. Whatever the rules are, use them to your advantage as best you can. And that's exactly what Massacre's doing.
Well, that's the whole point of having a match like this. Two guys that have agreed to have a bull rope match so they could inflict as much damage on the guy that they hate as they possibly can here.
Steeler continuing to deliver rights to the head of Massacre. And checking the knee again.
Yeah, Steeler still favoring that knee.
Massacre getting out of the way and then delivering a clothesline. The Sixth Element measuring up his former partner and then dropping the leg over the back of the neck.
A leg lariat from a low position could cause a lot of damage, a lot of torque on the neck there.
Yeah, you saw Steeler's neck snap, like backing up on that lariat there.
Still only a 2 count for Massacre. Steeler able to kick out. Massacre with the bell now. The giant cowbell to the head of Steeler, and it connects.
Well, we saw Steeler use that bell on Massacre in the beginning of the match. Massacre getting his retribution right there.
Not going to lie, in a match like this, that's exactly what I would do. I would grab that bell and try to use that from step one.
Absolutely. I would use whatever I can get my hands on, and there's not much you can get your hands on when you're attached to your opponent.
Well, your hand's literally tied to the bell, so use the bell.
Exactly.
Steeler with another 2 count. Now Massacre well in control. A rare moment for Massacre, looking to make everything legal.
Oh,
there we go.
Almost daring the referee to tie his hand to the rope there.
Well, I mean, you can't win if you're not tied up in the bull rope. Massacre using his time wisely. All right, bull rope back in hand. Big clothesline by the standard bearer. And a back elbow.
Pulling Massacre in to get more momentum there.
The twisting neck breaker from Steeler. Looks like the tide has turned a little bit now. Manhattan drop. But that Manhattan drop landed on the injured knee of Steeler, and he delivers the pump kick with that same right leg.
Yeah, this is the adrenaline kicking in right now for Steeler.
Big head of steam. Steeler with a big clothesline onto Massacre. Sambo from Steeler.
He's feeling that leg right now, though.
Absolutely. Steeler's doing anything that he can while he has this momentum on his side. But it's sometimes hard to remember when you have that momentum rolling. You're used to doing these maneuvers that are in your offensive set, but you have a weak point there. Sometimes that could cause a detriment to your momentum and stop it in its tracks.
Right, and people watching, at home or in the audience, they might say, "Why does this use his other leg?" You can't do that when you're in a match. Nick, you've done it. You can't just use your other leg, your other arm, whatever.
Sometimes you don't even think. You go to pivot on the leg that you're used to pivoting on, and you re-injure yourself.
Exactly.
Massacre hits the cinematic, but only a 2 count. Steeler somehow able to kick out. Fans at ringside continuing the Steeler chant.
And that is new to Steeler, as you said earlier.
It's not something that we hear a lot, right?
Well, if you notice when Steeler came out, the fans had their hands out. He'd stop for a second and realize, oh, they want to shake my hand.
Super kick from Steeler. Oh, and then one to the leg. Measuring Massacre, and then another one right to the left side of the face.
Steeler seems to be embracing the crowd and using it, hopefully, to finish off Massacre, asking for one more time.
Bloodthirsty fans.
I'm sorry. I don't love you.
See, if he had tuned up the band first, then it might have worked.
A low blow for Massacre, completely legal.
Cinematic once again. 1, 2, and 3.
I think the knee just proved to be too much for Steeler there.
And the winner of the match, Michael Massacre.
Turned out to be a sound strategy by Michael Massacre.
Yeah, I mean, it worked. He had a plan, and he executed it perfectly.
A brutal match between Michael Massacre and Chris Steeler, but at the end of the day, the 6th element with the victory over the standard bearer. Not 100% sure where this relationship is going to take next, but I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit more violence involved. Folks, we are going to go right into our next matchup. It is the Mask versus Career match. BT Bull against SDM. Let's see how this one came to be. This is your UWA Elite Rewind.
The story of the UWA Elite can't be properly told without the name Sean McNelis coming up. A lot. He was the very first UWA Elite champion and went on to be one of the only 4 men to hold that title 3 times. He's been a fan favorite and he's gotten under the skin of fan and wrestler alike, but you can never doubt the passion Damage brings to the ring. Now, Damage has been on a tear lately, not only taking on anybody who crosses his path, but also railing against what he saw as unjustified matches that he feels he was only given because it would guarantee positive fan reaction and feedback. But then again, one of those unjustified matches was at iWrestle, a 6-man tag match where the man scoring the pinfall got a shot against current UWA Elite champion Eric Corvis, and Damage would not be denied, taking that victory and going into his championship challenge at Brawl for It All with an angry but retrospective attitude. This was not the UWA Elite he had known and loved over the past 2 decades. He said it was effectively a shell of itself, and it was due to Eric Corvis' influence. If he couldn't restore that title to what he sees as its former glory, well, he'd walk away and retire. Now, despite being banned from ringside, the Contingent attacked. Damage fought the good fight, kicking out of a BT Bull bulldozer, 2 Zero machines from Corvis, and even one of his own Devastation finishers, also delivered by the Mat Mechanic. It even looked like Damage had won until video replay showed Corvis' foot was on the bottom rope, bringing a restart to the match right after eating that aforementioned bulldozer. At the end, it took brass knuckles to put down the challenger, but Damage showed that even after all this time, he still belongs right at the top of the rankings. Because the ban from ringside Contingent had clearly been the deciding factor in the match, UWA Elite President Dave Swan ruled that Damage would keep his career too. So after the event was over, Damage interrupted a bit of a dressing down BT Bull was receiving from Corvis, and said he was turning his attention to the man who really cost him the match, BT Bull. and he wasn't shying away from keeping his career as a bargaining chip, but he needed something from Bull to even up the stakes. Corvis offered Bull's mask as the victory prize, prompting Bull to ask what was wrong with Corvis. But SDM quickly agreed, and the match was made. But is Bull on board with this match? He yelled at Corvis that other than the Mat Mechanic getting the UWA Elite title, Corvis's plans haven't worked so far. Bull was in the finals of the Dynamite Davis tournament at Crossroads, he lasted an hour in the brawl that night. What more did Eric want from him? Well, Corvis demanded Bull be the man he believes him to be, and not the one who Nick Kay made to doubt himself. And now the contract has been signed, and I can officially confirm that yes, at Last Breath this Saturday, the career of SDM will be on the line, and so will the mask of the Contingent's resident monster. Damage has passion on his side, and as I said before, quite the history here in UWA. Oh, but you know how McNelis is one of 4 3-time UWA Elite champs? The other 3 names are Corey Dillinger, Arcadia, and BT Bull.
The career of Sean Damage McNelis against the mask of BT Bull, and SDM wasting no time getting this one underway. Putting Bull into the corner. Shot to the throat of Bull.
Now, as someone with very distinct ties to BT Bull, he was the catalyst to the Contingent. There's nothing more I would like to see. Actually,
maybe one thing?
I really can't say that because I want to see him lose this match, but I don't want to see his ugly face.
That's the thing. Do we really want to see BT Bull unmasked?
I mean,
as someone who has, yeesh.
Yeah, all right. I mean,
I'm intrigued. You know what? I kind of want to see it. It's just a shame that it's probably going to be that damage.
I mean, there is a reason why that was never a move that I made.
Right. It is a suggestion and offering from Eric Corvis, much to the chagrin of BT Bull. Bull was not happy about this being a mask versus career match. But I guess if he wins this match, then Corvis looks like a genius.
Well, SDM put his career on the line last month at Brawl for All against Eric Corvis and lost the match, but...
Well, I mean, man in the ring is the reason for that.
That's why we're having this match now.
Avalanche by SDM. Bull's looking a little wobbly early.
And SDM, he's a man of his word. If Eric Corvis beat him straight up last month, he wouldn't be here right now. He would have packed up and he would have left, but he's not going to go out like that either.
The middle rope elbow from SDM, and now hooking the leg, but it's going to be way too early for that. There's no way you're putting Bull down after just a couple of moves like that.
You know, you're right, Cypress. I have history with both these guys, and one of them being Sean in the ring. And he is a man of his word. He would have stepped out. And this is a true testament to his fighting nature. Here he is one more time, last breath, trying to take BT Bull down. It is going to be quite the large task as he gets trash compacted down to the ring.
Say as that happens.
And as we said, a little bit early for a victory over BT Bull, a little early for a victory over Damage as well.
Well, both these men very accomplished here in UWA Elite, both former UWA Elite champions. SDM, the first ever UWA Elite champion.
And both of them have held the UWA Elite Championship 3 times.
That's impressive.
2 of those kind of were mine, though, right?
I mean,
he was under your tutelage.
the other 2, I believe, Corey Dillinger and Arcadia, if I'm remembering correctly. The other 3-time UWA Elite champions.
You know, I'm usually good at the history part, but my mind's like on.
Bull using the tape to choke out SDM.
Talk about the original UWA, but I mean, no one wants to hear about that. So
Damage on his knees, trying to get some sort of an attack, a little bit of offense going against Bull, but Bull just puts him right back down on the mat.
Well, BT Bull using that pacing that I taught him, controlling the match, letting the match happen on your own accord, but he does need to pay more attention, make sure that Sean does not have an opportunity to fight back, as we almost saw.
Bull puts Damage head first into the turnbuckle, sending him all the way across the ring. Strong kick out by Damage.
does it like make you like proud, or does it annoy you to see that he still uses the stuff that you taught him, or indifferent?
It is a kind of conflict there. In a way, sure, proud, but he definitely veered in a direction that I was not steering him in, and became an uncontrollable beast. But at the end of the day, that's kind of what intrigued me with Bull in the first place. So I guess I shouldn't have been so surprised.
Yeah, but you had a way of almost using his, his beast-like nature, but also controlling him at the same time, and having him only unleash it when needed. But now it's like you said, ever since they did what they did, he's just been out of control.
Yeah, he seems a little wild. He seems a little wild. Bull does lately.
Eric Corvis is not trying to control him whatsoever.
Believe me, the Contingent is only currently the Contingent in name. The Contingent that currently infests UWA Elite is not the Contingent that I brought to this company.
Are you saying you wouldn't recruited Ryan T into the Contingent?
Ryan T.
How much time did I have to do such a thing and did not?
Ryan
That's
T.
true. He was always there.
Ryan T's got an IQ of 3, and a rock needs 4 just to lie down.
How long you been sitting on that line?
3.5 hours. Bulldozer by BT Bull. 2, and that's the end. No! Kick out by SDM.
Not even sure if Sean is aware of how close he was to having his career ended.
Looks like Damage is kind of on autopilot. I don't know if there's a whole lot of strategy, thought, planning going into anything he's got going on at the moment. He's just looking to survive a second bulldozer.
Most people don't survive one.
Damage kicking out again. 1, 2. Whoa.
And
that was awfully close.
Bull continues to be as stunned as I am.
Well, people don't normally kick out of one bulldozer, let alone 2.
But still going back for it. I mean, if I can use the pun, bullheaded.
What has endeared Sean to this crowd is his fight, and you could only assume that if his career is on the line, it's going to be even more. It's going to be multiplied by 10, by 1,000, by 1,000,000. This is the final last breath he's going to have. You could damn well be assured that Sean Damage McNelis is going to give it his all.
Yeah, he's leaving it all in the ring.
Well, right now he's leaving it all out of the ring, and if he don't answer the 10 count, his career's going to end that way.
All right, ref DM Stevens up to 7 on his 10 count.
BT Bulls looks more than content with letting this go with a count out.
I mean, he's going to keep his mask, and he's going to put Damage out of the profession.
I don't disagree with the strategy there. A win is a win, but Sean's still able to answer that count and get back in.
I mean, only in to receive a little more punishment from Bull.
Like I said, that no-quit attitude, is a benefit and a curse to him.
Chop to the chest of Damage.
This is something we don't see from Bull very often.
No, not at all. Bull onto the second rope. Damage trying to fight his way out. Big headbutt. McNelis all the way up on the top turnbuckle now. Bull turning around. Crossbody from Damage. But he doesn't go for the pin. Clothesline from Damage and a double axe handle. Shoulder separator. That's usually the setup for Damage to hit one of his devastation or celebration move, but why not?
Over to K5 instead. He needs to make a cover, though.
Damage breaking out some new stuff. 2 count only.
And now, you know what? We talked about how much his career means to him, Damage, I mean. But, Bull, the mask means everything to him.
I mean, it's an identity thing. I mean, you've seen plenty of luchador matches where mask versus mask have happened. Like that's the identity of a wrestler.
Right. And just as much how hard it's going to continue to take Damage out, it's going to be hard to take Bull out.
Celebration, but Bull catches him. I think Bull apologized. He's about to end the career of STM. Rear naked choke by BT Bull. If he can get the hooks in, this might be it.
I can tell you myself, this is a tough place to be and is next to impossible to get out of.
If he hooks him and gets down on the ground, it's it. Sean has got to stay on his feet.
I mean, he's staying on his feet, but he's fading. There it is.
Now he's in a bad spot.
He's got one hook in. He doesn't have the second one yet. He's only got the right leg.
And Bull being careful, shoulders down. I was about to say, he's being careful to keep his shoulder up, but
that's all Damage can do right now is kind of roll one way or the other to try and get a pinfall. But Bull well in control. Damage trying to wiggle his way out. Another 2 count.
I stepped back into the ring for the Dynamite Davis Crossroads tournament. BT Bull took me out in the first round with this very move. I felt like all the life was getting drained right out of me. It is amazing to me that Damage is still able to hold in and hold on right now.
I mean, you figure the lights have got to be going out for Damage. They roll all the way to the ropes.
All autopilot and really impressive skill to have the presence of mind still left in at this point in the match. This worn is Sean Damage McNelis able to still bring himself to the ropes.
Right, he's using the momentum with Bull and they're able to get to the rope, using Bull's weight almost against them. Oh, Bull, he's got his fist clenched.
Yeah,
and I mean for that knockout punch.
Damage was able to break that choke, but I mean, he can't be feeling too good right now. He's got to be
if he hits
awfully
this,
woozy.
If he hits this is going to be it.
Knockout punch from Bull, no. Devastation from SDM. Damage saying it's over in the running celebration, hooking the leg. Is this it for SDM and the mask of BT Bull?
Oh, we're going to see it. Let's see it.
SDM keeps his career intact.
Well, despite all the exhaustion, Damage
I see what you did
retains his career. I've been waiting for that.
How long you been sitting on that one?
About 3.5 hours.
Yeah, a little bit of unfinished business. SDM calling for a microphone here. Let's hear what the victor has to say.
The deal's a deal, BT Bull. I believe you to be a man of your word.
Another weird chant here at a wrestling show.
He's doing it though, BT Bull. A man of his word, a man of honor.
Come on, dude. Brandon. BT. Brandon. This isn't Damage talking to BT Bull right now. This is Sean talking to Brandon. I watched you grow up. They watched you grow up. This isn't meant to humiliate you. It's meant to humanize you. Now do what you came here to do. Do what you said you were gonna. Show these people your face. Show me your face. And most importantly, look yourself in the face. Come on, Brandon.
UWA Army. There is BT Bull.
That was quite a show of humility. Now would you do me a favor and play my music?
Well, as Damage said, BT Bull, he believed it was a man of his word, and indeed he was.
I love each and every one of you, even the people that don't like me. It's always been a pleasure and an honor. Thank you.
Sean Damage McNelis making his way out of the ring as the victor. Folks, we have got the iChampionship triple threat match coming up. Eddie Thomas, King Tech, Bulldog, your UWA Elite Rewind.
Awakening. Hang on, don't go turning off this video just yet. You're going to want to hear this. The Red Lion, King Tech, has made a play for several different UWA Elite wrestlers to join the movement, to be recognized by the gods of the squared circle. But he seems to have latched onto the, we'll call it a friendly rivalry, of Ray Bulldog Pittman and UWA Elite I-Champion Explosive Eddie Thomas. He's faced both of them individually before, most notably his Iron Key-assisted I-Championship victory against Bulldog at Dangerous Uprisings, and losing a street fight against Eddie at Livin' on the Edge, which was itself a rematch of their battle at Aggression, where Eddie won that I-Championship away from Tech. Now, I'm not sure exactly where this obsession stems from, but at Brawl for It All last month, Tech went into overdrive a bit, looking to put Eddie and Bulldog at odds with each other. During the I-Championship match where Bulldog and Explosive Eddie were having a thrilling back-and-forth contest, King Tech used those Iron Keys once again, but in an odd way. Yeah, he cracked Pittman across the base of the skull, but then turned and took out Thomas too, placing the keys in the unconscious Eddie's hands, yelling to a barely stirring Bulldog, "Eddie, what did you do?" Now, backstage after the event, Bulldog and Eddie Thomas cleared the air a bit, with Eddie pressing the fact that Tech was the one who hit Bulldog. Well, Tech entered to point the finger at Eddie, and with a bit of a flourish knocked over Eddie's gear bag, and the Iron Keys fell out. Tech gleefully made his way out while Eddie again claimed innocence to a seemingly unconvinced Bulldog. In one of his now trademark proselytizing videos, Tech addressed not only Eddie and Pittman, but also the end of the UWA Elite itself, declaring his previous persona, the Fighting King, weeps at the death of UWA, but the Red Lion does not. We will go out, in his words, in historic fashion. This is truly a bizarre triangle. Eddie and Bulldog just wanted to have a clean, hard-fought match, but Tech can't stay away. Both have tried to put the Red Lion down individually, and now they'll have a chance to do it collectively. I-Champion Eddie Thomas versus Bulldog Pittman versus the vanguard of the Great Awakening himself, King Tech. Can Tech get into their heads enough to set up his own victory? Remember, Tech had a 12-year Last Breath winning streak, but he's not the Fighting King anymore. He's lost his last two Last Breath matches, and even though Bulldog may not trust Eddie right now, Pittman isn't exactly Tech's biggest fan either. And let's not forget, while the mind games may have put your I-Champion Eddie Thomas on the back foot a bit, he's also the Dynamite Davis Tournament champion, and winning 2 singles and a 4-way match to get there just further goes to prove that the rebirth of the Explosive One is somehow still building. It's Tech against Bulldog against Eddie, with the I-Championship on the line in the Last Breath triple threat match.
All right, South River, New Jersey. Once again, it's championship time! Our official in charge once again will be Ref Jimmy Storm. This triple threat match will be scheduled for 1 fall. And for the I-Championship. Introducing first, wrestling out of Patterson, New Jersey, he is the Silk City King and Bulldog. And now, introducing challenger number 2, being accompanied by the McNelis. the leader of the army of the Great Awakening, the Red Lion, King Ted! And last but certainly not least, wrestling out of Martin, New Jersey, he is the reigning, defending iChampion, explosive BROtein.
Well, Nick and Cypress, I'm not sure if you caught that, but as Eddie Thomas made his way into the ring, he gestured toward Bulldog Pittman that, we're on the same side. We're all good as far as I'm concerned. I'm not sure that Bulldog feels the same way, though.
The thing with a triple threat match is you are never on the same page as anyone in that ring. You may have a temporary agreement with someone, sure, but eventually that will absolutely wear out.
I mean, only one man can win that iChampionship.
And that is the reason. The rules are the rules.
And King Tech is looks like he's trying to get Eddie and Bulldog to fight each other.
And that's what he's doing. And this is pretty clever from Tech, trying to manipulate exactly what I was saying. Trying to already turn them against each other, but
maybe not quite according to plan.
Tech did forget about how hateable he is.
Very true.
He's one of those guys with a punchable face.
So we're up to 3 now, right?
Yeah, at least.
All right, King Tech up and over the top rope, and now we've got Bulldog and Eddie. A little bit of a repeat of last month.
And now the attitude between these two is more than likely, let's fight it out and see who the better man may be.
Yeah, it's a mutual respect thing, and they're just going to, and as well.
All right.
And Tech took the time to pose.
Yeah.
Which is what we all want to see.
It looks very Jurassic Park, doesn't it?
Little Dr. Malcolm.
Yeah, right?
Oh, I think meant there were big dinosaurs running in.
Tech trying to make friends and not going too well. Eddie Thomas and Bulldog Pittman just trading off right hands to the head of King Tech.
Well, could I just say, Tech's been talking about the Great Awakening for almost 2 years.
Yep.
Been trying to get people to, and no one has joined him. Like, can we just point that out?
I mean, the Mad Queen has?
Well, she was already kind of part of it.
That's true. Arguably the impetus of the entire thing. If you recall, when King Tech lost that last breath winning streak, it was the Mad Queen who was telling him to do what must be done, take advantage of Flash Carter, the man who ended that streak.
Yeah, and like I said, he's starting the Great Awakening. He offered it to numerous people, including both of these men, and neither of them have taken up on the offer.
Well, Mad Queen's looking like she might be recruiting a little bit. All right, apparently this is the Great Awakening.
This right here is it.
Yep, the recruiting has ended. Bulldog and Eddie saying the time for talk is over. Double back elbow to the chest of Tech.
Tech finding himself in the exact same predicament he did in the beginning of the matchup.
Eddie laughing at King Tech that he thought he had the upper hand. Bulldog with the backdrop. See, Eddie Thomas knows Bulldog. Doesn't look like King Tech does very well.
Well, you think King Tech would with all the wars they've had over here.
Well, King Tech before this event saying that the Fighting King weeps at the death of UWA, but the Red Lion does not, referencing his old persona as the Fighting King. But as you see in his entrance video, the Fighting King is dead. Nothing left but the Red Lion. Double drop kick to King Tech, sending him out to ringside.
The way this is going, the Red Lion might not be left very soon either.
While I don't entirely hate the new attitude of Tech here, he does need to find a little focus. He's got 2 other guys in the match to worry about besides himself.
I think he just needs to stay on the outside a little bit longer and just hang out there. Let them go at it. That's what I would do.
12-year last breath winning streak, and now he's lost his last 2 last breath matches. Eddie and Bulldog fighting to a stalemate multiple times.
We can only assume, as someone who holds those records so dearly, that he is desperate to get a win here.
And that's not the way to do it. Telegraphing that double axe handle, both Bulldog and Eddie delivering a couple shots in the breadbasket. Eddie with that twisting, falling neck breaker.
Tech trying to steal the win.
Appropriate, approach for this type of matchup.
Tech begging for mercy. Eddie looking to the fans, looking to the Mad Queen. Oh, Tech had the keys in his hand. Eddie with the keys and just belts Bulldog with the iron keys.
I understand the conflict here by Eddie, but that should not be his concern in this type of matchup.
No, his loyalty should not be taking precedence here, and King Tech shows exactly why, with a low blow and then sending Eddie shoulder first all the way through into the ring post.
No disqualification. This gives Tech the absolute opportunity that he's been looking for.
I mean, the Eddie Thomas that used to be my tag team partner back in the day would just kept using those keys. Just saying.
Well, this is how how King Tech was able to drive a wedge between Bulldog and Eddie, is by using those keys and planting them on Eddie Thomas. He's done it again successfully here, putting more doubt in the mind of Bulldog as to who's a friend and who's a foe.
Yeah, King Tech is definitely manipulated a lot, in this 3-way rivalry right now, trying to turn the 2 of them against each other.
I mean, we have to say, since his transition into the Red Lion, he's become a lot more of a cerebral wrestler. He's become a lot more devious, more planning.
I thought you were going to say douchebag.
I mean, there's that too.
You could call it what you want to call it, but in this type of matchup especially, that type of strategy really will work to your advantage. Manipulate your opponents, use their own wits that they're going to come to their disadvantage.
A technical knockout by King Tech. And as you said, Nick Hay, I mean, there are no friends in a triple threat match.
There is one end goal, there is one winner, 2 losers.
Just before the 3 count, Eddie pulling Tech out to ringside.
Yeah, Tech not looking where his ring positioning was there. A mistake from a veteran.
Oh, Eddie looking to put King Tech into the ring post, but from behind, the Mad Queen with an attack on Eddie.
Yeah, I think she might have used that staff or whatever that is in her hand that they carry around with them.
And that is, she is not physically directly involved in the matchup, but she will be an advantage in this matchup. She's the only one that is ringside.
Yeah, not a listed competitor, but that kind of doesn't matter.
And I sound like a broken record, but in a matchup with no disqualifications, that is your edge.
So as we can see here, we're unable to see it from our commentary position earlier, but the Mad Queen delivered the cane to the injured knee, the reconstructed knee of Eddie Thomas, and then it dropped.
His eyes. I gave him a gift.
Well, King Tech coming over to our commentary position and saying, I gave him a gift.
It's like Christmas came early.
He's taking a stroll around the ring. He seems quite confident, quite comfortable about his advantage in this matchup right now.
And speaking of advantages, Bulldog taking full advantage of the knee of Eddie Thomas, doing some more damage to it. Look at this vertical suplex by Bulldog.
And I do have to give this time to give credit to the strategy, again, of King Tech, letting the 2 guys in the ring work each other down, work each other to exhaustion, so he could scoop in and pick up the pieces.
Yeah, and look what he just did. He stayed outside the whole time, broke up the pin, and ran out. Well, then now he's being chased, though, because of that. But
And to your point, Nick, I mean, the loyalties going away. Bulldog, I'm not sure in their match last month if Bulldog would have gone after the knee of Eddie if he thought it was injured.
As these type of matches go deeper, you get very much reminded about what you are up against, and you get desperate, and you go to inflict punishment, get a pin on anybody you have available to. Your allegiances go out the window.
Kind of an any means necessary kind of a situation.
Absolutely.
All right, Bulldog looks like he's trying to go up to the top rope, but sneaking around. There's King Tech. Oh, hanging up Bulldog.
And again, picking his opportunities. Just the right moment there.
Oh, thanks for doing the hard work, Ray.
And you heard it right there. Thanks for doing the hard work.
He's right, though.
Tech going to come in and clean it up and going right for the knee. Once again, that reconstructed knee of Eddie Thomas.
It really is a game of smarter, not harder sometimes.
Little extra torque, bending it over his own knee, and then a reverse figure four. Not quite a figure four, just kind of a calf crusher. Putting more and more pressure, more torque on the knee of Eddie Thomas. Finally able to make it to the ring ropes.
Bulldog trying to make his way back up, meanwhile on the other side of the ring.
King Tech taking every moment of that 5 count.
Tech arguing there with the 5 count, but the validity of a 5 count in matchup with no disqualifications, refusing to, and I can't say I disagree.
Yeah, as his is right. Bulldog with the head of steam. King Tech ducking out of the way and head first into Eddie Thomas.
And
goes Bulldog Pittman.
That spear that Bulldog, he uses every match, he went right into the knees because he got tripped up by King Tech, right into the injured and surgically repaired knee of Eddie Thomas.
Bulldog putting up Tech. Are we going to see a shock collar? No, Tech escaping out the back door. Up and over the T-shooter Bulldog. Tech with the pin, 2. Kick out by Bulldog.
You got to give Tech credit. He's been, pretty much in firm control for a while, even when he was on the outside. Like he said, he let them do all the hard work.
I will give Tech a ton of credit for his strategy in this matchup.
And if he's not controlling the pace of the match, he's controlling the psychology of it at the very least.
I've had quite a many battle with King Tech. I know him quite well in the ring.
What is that a collar? Wait, that's an actual shock collar. The Mad Queen pulled an actual made for dogs shock collar from underneath the ring.
And I hear referee Jimmy Storm telling him he can't use that, but who are you really to say? There is no disqualification.
He can do it. It might be inhumane, but it's not illegal.
Well, the shock collar going around the neck of Bulldog and the remote being passed to Tech. Oh, this is disgusting. There's no way, right? He's not actually, he can't.
Hey, come on, don't
Tech, you can't, man.
Let's do it.
The neck breaker. Bulldog Pittman.
Just as the last second before who knows how many volts were
Detonator by Eddie Thomas.
And Bulldog was trying to get out of the shock collar and walked right into that.
Oh, big decision time, Eddie. Figure C4 from Eddie Thomas. Well, Eddie could have gone after the shock collar. Instead, he's going after King Tech. Just completely ignoring the remote. Bulldog all the way up on the top turnbuckle, though. Frog splash onto Eddie. All 3 men down in the middle of the ring. UWA Elite iChampionship on the line. Which one of the 3 can make their recovery sooner? Just throw an arm over somebody. Get a pinfall.
If you notice, all 3 instinctively rolled to their stomachs to avoid being pinned.
Eddie and Bulldog going to the ropes, trying to get a little extra assistance. King Tech still face first. In all the confusion, I'm not 100% sure where the remote ended up.
Yeah, I don't know, but I would bet it's somewhere with King Tech.
Shock collar from Bulldog.
This is force. Down to the mount goes Eddie Thomas. Wow.
But you're right, though. Where is that remote?
Bulldog still has the collar around his neck. Does Eddie have it? Does Tech have it?
Does the Queen have it?
Does the Mad Queen have it?
I think Tech's got the remote.
Oh, Tech's got it. Tech's got it.
Right in his hand. Catches him.
King Tech hitting the button on the shock collar remote. Technicality from King Tech 2 and 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, the Red Lion,
Well, King Tech said that he had a gift for Bulldog Pittman. He didn't quite reveal what that gift was. A shock collar with Bulldog's name on it. Folks, your new UWA Elite iChampion, the Red Lion, the vanguard of the Great Awakening, King Tech. I guess 2 losses in a row. He's going to make up for it with one big victory in the final Last Breath event. Folks, we have got a 6-man tag team championship match coming your way. The Contingent, Joey Adams, the BROtein pack, a whole lot of history, a whole lot of conflict that made this matchup. Let's take a look at your UWA Elite Rewind.
So we talked earlier about the Contingent and their strategic interference. Well, as it turns out, you can't go poking at practically every member of roster without making a few enemies. And you can't add the former leader of a controversial faction and just assume that person's past won't catch up to the rest of the group. Of course, I'm referring to Chris Powers, the former leader of the now disbanded Old Guard, a group that comprised himself, Joey Adams, TJ Blade, and Mike Seaway. As a matter of fact, if you recall last year's Brawl 2024, they were the last 4 men standing, and Powers ordered the other 3 to eliminate themselves, with varying levels of success. And now the experienced stuntman is captain of the Contingent side of a 6-man tag team grudge match, alongside the newest and least experienced members of the faction. Ryan T., the former UWA Elite senior official who joined the Contingent by refusing to count Joey Adams' pin on Corvis, and E-Money Milli, a man I praised on this very channel for his dedication, choosing instead to invest that ability and effort into a bid for membership in the Contingent. And who'll be facing off against them? Well, if the title of Grudge Match wasn't enough to give it away, they will be the 3 former members of the Old Guard. The anti-hero Joey Adams and the reformed BROtein pack of Mike Seaway and TJ Blade have several scores to settle, not just with former leader Chris Powers, but with Ryan and Milli as well. Let's take a look at the bullet points here. Adams, as mentioned before, had the title match against Corvis that was spoiled by Powers and then ref Ryan T's betrayal. He was also the man who was forced by Powers to join the Old Guard until he won his freedom and a new contract after his split victory at Brawl 2024 with Chris Powers. And how about Blade and Seaway? Well, they were the 2 whose loyalty was perhaps misplaced, but still had a strong enough sense of unity to follow the orders of Powers to eliminate themselves from the brawl. And when things didn't go the Old Guard's way, they were the 2 who were forced to match up against each other with careers on the line. Now, Blade returned at iWrestle to join Seaway in inducting Jeff Cannonball into the UWA Elite Hall of Fame, but wasn't initially planning on an extended return. Now fast forward to this year's Brawl. Blade is in the Brawl, Seaway is in the Brawl, but Powers and Milli teamed up to eliminate both members of the recently reformed BROtein pack. So with all of the motivation in the world to get back at Powers, Ryan, and Milli, will the team of Adams, Blade, and Seaway be measured in their response? Or will they, much more likely, be unable to keep emotions in check and barrel forward into this brawl with the new look, but still slippery and scheming Contingent? It's a 6-man tag team grudge match this Saturday, when stuntman Chris Powers, All That Ryan T, and the investment E-Money Milli, the Contingent, take on the team of the anti-hero Joey Adams and the reformed BROtein pack of TJ Blade and Mike Seaway.
Now, I just want to make one thing clear.
What's that?
When the contingent was my contingent,
Yeah.
we would never be caught dead in Kirkland purchased bowling shirts. We would never be caught dead in man buns. And we would never be caught dead in ill-fitting fitted hats with bald heads under them.
What about the CVS sunglasses?
No. You
None of it,
need to
huh?
ask about that?
None of it.
This is not my contingent. This is a Kirkland branded contingent. I don't know what this is, and these guys are clowns.
They also went from craft beer to Capri Sun.
A very good point.
That might be the biggest insult he could do to you.
As someone that just finished my last swig of a delicious craft beer, yes, I am deeply offended.
Oh, it looks like the UWA Elite Army agrees with both of you, Cypress and Nick. A whole lot of negative comments being made toward the contingent right now. As the reformed BROtein pack and Joey Adams waiting for them in the ring.
I brought the contingent into UWA Elite to be a strategic force, and we were a united force with a intelligent plan behind it. I don't know what this collection of cannon fodder that Eric Corvis brought in to the contingent really is.
I like the cannon fodder. That's a good description of the three gentlemen who are currently getting the tar beaten out of them by the BROtein pack and Adams. Oh, synchronized chops. Oh, we're switching partners. We're switching dance partners, and one more.
It's like a square dance when you go to that, when you do and go to the other person.
Exactly, yeah.
I would like about 20 more times.
Well, a trio of chops being delivered by the anti-hero Joey Adams, the one-fit wonder TJ Blade, and the girthy gladiator, massive Mike Seaway.
I don't like how you said that at all.
I mean, I had to do it one more time, right?
Well, you got another chance to in a couple months, too.
That's true. Yeah, we're going to be hearing about that in just a little while, UWA Elite fans. At the conclusion of this match, we have an announcement about the one last time that UWA Elite's going to raise the bar.
I love an announcement. Love it.
Huge scoop slam by Adams. E-Money Milli, I think, might be second-guessing his membership in the contingent.
So am I. Who is this guy?
I mean, E-Money Milli, very, very impressive at the Middlesex County Fair, but then threw all of that away and joined up with Eric Corvis in the contingent.
His hair's too long. I don't think I would have recruited him.
At least he's not in the man bun anymore.
True.
That's true. Adams with the tag out. In comes Seaway. And now TJ Blade tagging himself in. Shot to the rib cage. The BROtein pack with a double back elbow.
And BROtein pack, the perennial fan favorite here at UWA Elite.
With a burpee elbow. Pinned by TJ Blade, kick out by Milli.
You know, this is my problem with TJ Blade.
What's your problem with TJ Blade?
I mean, the guy a couple months ago lost a retirement match, and he just keeps wrestling. Do we not have any honor anymore?
I mean, yeah. He did retire, but then he came back at the Brawl for It All.
You know why he came back? You know why he came back?
Why do you think he came back?
Because Mike Seaway cannot have success without him. That's why. Because Mike Seaway went crawling back to him like a little girl. Oh, TJ, I need you to come back. I can't help myself without you.
Well, meanwhile, Chris Powers taking Seaway off of the apron, and all that Ryan T doing the same to Joey Adams. Gives E-Money Milli the shot with a Pele kick.
Ryan T might have a nosebleed. Someone better go check on him.
And to your point, I believe that wrestling retirements are like dog years. You get 7.
Well, I mean, I am the only one at this table that has not come out. Well, not counting MCL, that hasn't wrestled after a retirement match.
I have wrestled one match in my career, and it took Sean Damage McNelis to take me out.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
I was trying to say that you were like TJ Blade, just not as bad. That you had a retirement match and then wrestled again.
I didn't have a retirement match. I just quit.
Oh, okay, touche.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, TJ Blade getting the boots put to him by E-Money Milli. A ref DM Stevens being distracted by Milli, letting the other two members of the contingent take some liberties. Joey Adams wondering where we find these refs.
And I'm wondering if I could quit commentating.
Well, if that means JC comes back, then no.
Here I am.
Double drop kick by Milli and Ryan. And now Powers with the running senton. Hook of the leg by Powers, but he took a really long time. Plenty of time for Joey Adams to get in and break up the pinfall.
The most insulting thing about this Kirkland contingent is that you put one of the guys in there as the guy that tries to look like me.
Chris Powers responsible for the old guard, all three of his opponents, as a matter of fact. Joey Adams, Mike Seaway, TJ Blade, all three members of the old guard with Chris Powers in charge. So, yeah, quite a bit for them to discuss. Big shot with a forearm to the side of the head of Blade.
With my feelings on the current lineup of the contingent aside,
yeah,
I do agree with their current strategy. It is best to isolate TJ Blade in the corner, use all your team's force against them, keep him there until you wear him down for that 3 count.
Yeah, a lot of quick tags happening right now in that corner.
Perfect strategy.
Tag in and all that Ryan T coming on in. Ryan with a big windup and then just a couple of boots to TJ Blade. TJ Blade eating enough boots to open up a shoe store. TJ chant here from the crowd at ringside.
Ryan T made a smart, I never thought I'd say this, smart move by Ryan T, grabbing the ankle of TJ Blade.
I did. Honestly, I saw that and agree with you. Very clever, right from the pin, from the tag, right to holding the ankle, holding your opponent down. Very clever.
Blind squirrels and stop clocks and all that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I mean me, like to take my little pot shots at Ryan T, but I mean, he is a former iChampion, he's a former tag team champion. It's not like he's just a ref that decided to wrestle, like he was a wrestler before he was a ref.
But even from the position as a ref, who knows the ring strategy better than a referee? All that time invested, all that time spent in the ring doesn't go nowhere. It has absolutely helped the ring intelligence of Ryan T, although I don't agree with his style or, how he acts like a clown.
And I mean, yeah, Ryan T has been in the match, has been in the ring for more UWA Elite matches than any other wrestler.
And that is not for nothing. It doesn't go nowhere.
In comes Mike Seaway, looking to use the middle turnbuckle as a springboard to attack Ryan T, but E-Money Milli was able to throw his foot off of the turnbuckle,
yes,
just tripping him up.
Very smart move by green shirt contingent guy.
He's wearing a green shirt because he's E-Money Milli, money.
Oh, I get it, green money. I'll just call him green shirt guy.
Isn't there already a green shirt guy?
Not here.
Ryan T putting the head of Seaway into the top turnbuckle, and then with a head of steam, a jumping knee into the midsection. And a judo throw, why not? Looking like he was going for a jawbreaker there. There it is.
That's actually the bankrupt shades of his old persona, Rich Bucks, from 20 years ago.
I'm sorry. Wait, what was that name again?
That was his name.
Yeah,
yes, Rich Bucks.
I don't know what language you were speaking.
And you make fun of Cack Attack.
Oh, I'm not defending. I'm just pointing out that's what his name was, and that was the move. I am a UWA Elite historian. The only one that's been here since day one, other than Dave Swan.
Powers now with Seaway in the corner. Powers looking to light up the chest and does it one more time. And again, the Contingent cutting the ring in half, making sure Seaway can't get out, get that tag. In comes E-Money Milli and Chris Powers baiting them. Just throwing his entire body into the midsection of Mike Seaway. Now Milli with the cover, 2 count, and only a 2 count.
And the crowd comes alive with that kick out.
Not a bad idea, not a bad attack. Use your whole body weight, your whole force of your physical being to throw it into your opponent there. Not a bad idea.
Now Milli with the belly to back. Hook in the leg, but still only a 2 count. Right, the former ref Ryan T.
Ryan T loves to comment on what the ref does in all these matches, if you haven't noticed.
I do suggest that he would go back to refereeing then if that would be the case.
Well, Joey Adams doesn't think he should do that, but I mean...
Well, the rookie E-Money Milli was able to make sure that Mike Seaway not able to get to his corner. Ryan T holding him up, but Seaway gets the boots up into the face of Milli. On your left, Seaway delivering the stunner.
A little extra momentum off the rope there.
Milli trying to regain his bearings.
Teeter-tottering.
But as he fell, E-Money Milli getting the tag into Chris Powers. Doesn't matter, Joey Adams with the house of fire. Sending Powers down, sending Ryan T down, and E-Money Milli getting caught. The crossbody. Adams spinning him down. Crashing almost through the mat, and then a Manhattan drop for Chris Powers. Turning it into the no-leaf clover.
Right in the middle of the ring. Oh, and Ryan T dragging Power, and now Milli helping dragging him out.
And Joey Adams goes tumbling out with them. Over comes TJ Blade. 5 of the 6 competitors all battling at ringside. Seaway all the way up to the top turnbuckle. Mike Seaway's got a fly crossbody onto all 3 members of the Contingent. Seaway throwing Powers into the ring. Powers almost going all the way out the other side. Seaway looking for a super kick. Powers able to catch it. E-Money Milli from behind. Slowing down massive Mike Seaway. Frog splash from E-Money Milli. But Seaway very wisely going out to ringside.
Famouser from Adams. Now Ryan T in the ring with the drop kick, I guess.
TJ Blade putting down Ryan T, and then the wheel kick by Chris Powers. But look at Seaway. Everyone down in the ring. Bodies strewn around the canvas.
I've lost control. I don't even know who the legal men are. I think Joey Adams.
I think Ryan. I'm not 100% sure though. I've lost complete control.
I have lost track myself.
I thought it was Powers, to be honest, but I don't know.
Seaway throwing some shots at Ryan T. Seaway with a show of strength. The BROtein pack. Welcome back to UWA Elite. Now, E-Money Milli yelling, "I hate all of you," as he's just delivering fists to the backs of the BROtein pack.
But he's missing one. He didn't turn around.
Joey Adams just throwing Money Milli.
That might have been the most impactful Blue Thunder I've ever seen Joey Adams hit.
Surprised he didn't go straight through the mat.
And now, all 4 members of the Old Guard standing in the ring. This is how the Brawl for It All ended last year.
Yeah, it's like a reunion.
Well, this time we don't have Seaway, Blade, and Adams being told to eliminate themselves. Double super kick from the BROtein pack. Joey Adams jack in the jaw. Oh! Joey Adams head first into the midsection of Chris Powers, and there's the 3 count.
Ladies and gentlemen, all winners of the match, Joey Adams and Athan.
Well, the ghosts of the old guard have been exorcised. Joey Adams, Mike Seaway, TJ Blade, the anti-hero, and the BROtein pack. They are your winners. We have got one more match coming your way, but first, let's talk a little bit about the final show for UWA Elite. Folks, make sure you're checking out all of our social media and our YouTube page. Follow us at UWA Elite on all the socials and the UWA Elite Network, powered by YouTube. Stay up to date with everything going down in UWA Elite on the official UWA Elite social media channels. Check out UWA Elite on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok for late-breaking news, tickets, event previews, match announcements, exclusive interviews, match highlights, and much, much more. Get closer to the action than ever before when you follow UWA Elite on social media. YouTube is the new official home of the UWA Elite Network. Don't miss classic matches, full events, exclusive bonus content, and much more right now on the official UWA Elite YouTube channel. Plus, every month you'll get to watch brand new UWA Elite Supercards in their entirety for free. From setting the standard to Last Breath and everything in between, you can catch all of your favorite UWA Elite All-Stars in one place. The UWA Elite Network, powered by YouTube.
And now, at this time, I would like to introduce to the ring, UWA Elite Hall of Famer, the Richard.
Alright, now I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. I have a very big announcement that I need to make. But first, I need to get something off my chest. Something that I've been wanting to say for the last 421 days. Jungle Jim Wilder, get in this ring right now. For the last 3 years, I have had the privilege of being the cameraman for UWA Elite while filming in the best seat in the house, as close as you could possibly get. While also being a cameraman, I've been watching everything. I was there on September 21st, 2004, the night you beat Ty Thomas for this. And ever since then, you've been referring to yourself as the mountaintop. I've been watching your promos, you've been name dropping me, you've been doing this, but as far as I'm concerned, you are anthills, and I am Everest when it comes to the UWA Elite Iron Man Championship. The funny thing, though, it's actually not funny at all, it's quite morbid. The closer that people get to the top of Everest, die. So you need to ask yourself one question. Are you willing to die the greatest Iron Man champion of all time, or are you going to settle for second place?
Now, I joined UWA, just like every other wrestler, to carve their name in history, to become the best. And you're asking me if I'm willing to die to become the best. You better bet your ass I am! So if you're asking what I think you're asking, you want me to climb to the summit? Even if it means risking my own life? Hell yes!
Well, then there you have it. The Wretched Bows versus Jungle Jim Wilder on March 14th, 2026. UWA Elite presents Raise the Bar, our last show. It will be the longest reigning Iron Man champion versus the second longest reigning Iron Man champion. And the winner not only gets this, they get pride and they get the honor of being the best goddamn Iron Man champion in UWA Elite history.
UWA Elite is going to raise the bar one more time in March. The Iron Man title will be on the line. History will be on the line. Jungle Jim Wilder and the Wretched Bows.
And you better bring your hiking boots because it's a long way to the top, bitch.
That was a little harsh.
The 28th champion in UWA Elite history, the Mat Mechanic, Eric Corvis, has held that championship belt since Living on the Edge in July, when BT Bull, Chris Powers, and Ryan T all conspired to, quite frankly, cheat Joey Adams out of his championship, with Powers and Ryan joining the Contingent in the process. Now, Corvis saw this as vindication, proving himself right about his efforts to split and take over the Contingent, pitting himself and BT Bull against Ty Thomas and Nick Kay, the man who put together the group in the first place back when it was called Nicholas K. Associates. Now, Ty and Kay were finally officially forced out of the Contingent at Aggression in June of this year, with Corvis becoming the new de facto leader. Well, as a wise man once said, how the turntables. Now, Ty Thomas has been on a mission to take down Corvis, but the gambler has had roadblock after roadblock thrown in his way. Perhaps the most significant of them is the fact that under the Mat Mechanic, the membership of the Contingent has grown, as I said before, with the strategic additions of stuntman Chris Powers, former ref Ryan T, and now most recently UWA rookie E-Money Milli. Even just last month, the new additions were already making a big difference, ensuring Sean Damage McNelis did not get that record-breaking 4th UWA Elite Championship title reign that he was looking for. But perhaps Ty's moment has finally come. After drawing one of the 2 starting numbers in this year's Brawl for It All, Ty didn't even make it to the ring before being assaulted by Corvis, Powers, Milli, and Ryan. And waiting for him in the ring? BT Bull. Well, despite all odds, over the next 1 hour and 7 minutes, Ty fought through 29 other men, joining forces with SDM to eliminate all 4 other members of the Contingent, until finally Ty eliminated Damage himself, to come out victorious as the first and only UWA Elite wrestler to enter the brawl at the start and win it all. So now we find out two very important things. One, can the gambler overcome the odds once more and walk out of South River with the title, closing out 2025 as your new UWA Elite Champion? Or will the machinations of the Mat Mechanic and the Contingent, and make no mistake, there will be more things thrown Ty's way at Last Breath, prove to be simply too much for Thomas to overcome? Oh, and there's one last wrinkle to this story. In this match, there will be no mistaking the winner, no foot on the ropes, no video review, because this Saturday, in your final Last Breath main event, the UWA Elite Championship will be decided when either the challenger Ty Thomas or the champion Eric Corvis utters the words, "I quit."
Eric Corvis finally seeing that his group of failures are just that.
You're not championship material!
All right, South River, New Jersey. This is our main event. Shut up!
Actually, there's some things that are more important than wrestling. They're more important than good guys. They're more important than bad guys. We know this is the last breath. We've been on one hell of a ride together. And I just wanted to say, from the bottom of my heart, I couldn't be happier that I'll never have to see any of your faces ever again! Last ever champion!
All right, rewind. This is our main event. How a lot of you are ready? This will be an I Quit match, which is just as it sounds. The only way to win is to make your opponent say, "I quit." Our ref in charge will be the referee of over 10,000 matches, Jimmy Storm. And this match will be for the UWA Elite Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, wrestling out of Tuckerton, New Jersey. Looking for his first taste of the UWA Gold. Here is truly terrific Ty Thomas.
Bet on the gambler, baby!
And his opponent, repping the Contingent and wrestling out of Victory Gardens, New Jersey. He is the reigning, defending UWA Elite Champion, Matt Mechanic.
Shut your mouth!
Referee Jimmy Storm retaining the microphone to check the guys to see when they will, in fact, say they quit.
Corvis wasting no time, going head first right into Ty Thomas. Ty Thomas meeting him with a bunch of rights to the side of the head.
And as we get going here, I just want to make one thing very clear.
What's that?
I brought each member of the contingent into the contingent for a specific reason. Eric Corvis was brought in a time of desperation. Maybe he fit the bill at the time, but Ty Thomas was brought in because I always felt that he was the next guy in line to be that fan favorite, to be the head, the face of UWA Elite. And here we are on the last breath, and this is Ty Thomas' last chance to do so. I assure you, he will do absolutely that. This is his destiny. This is what he's meant to do.
Ty Thomas and BT Bull, the original Nicholas K. Associates.
It's almost as if Eric Corvis had an underhanded plan.
Ty looking to end it early with a pedigree. Sorry, Cypress.
Like I was saying, to make it all about him. Because ever since you and Ty left, Nick, Eric Corvis has taken on the leadership role. He's the UWA Elite champion, and he just kind of has lackeys almost.
In hindsight, that is what it seems to be. It did work out for him, and I give him credit. He out-manipulated the manipulator in a moment, and I do give him a slight hand for it, doing exactly that. I could only give credit when I am outmatched, but I am confident that today will be the day that Eric gets best at himself.
Well, Ty Thomas with the crossbody, now dropping a couple of fists to the head of Corvis, the mat mechanic, who heads for the hills. So one thing we have to wonder here about Eric Corvis, with the contingent no longer at ringside, who's going to pass him brass knuckles?
That's a good question.
Drop kick from Thomas to the back of Corvis.
But let's be real. Just because he sent it to the back doesn't mean that they're not going to be out here. We saw that all week in the county fair.
Well, he sent them to the back, but he also, made them feel like losers, made them feel worse than they already probably do. And that is not what a leader should do. When you're a leader, in a time that Eric may need that help, I'm not so sure that they may be inclined after the way that he sent them to the back to help him out.
Well, we saw they were sent to the back for his match last month at Brawl for It All against Sean Damage McNelis, and they certainly came back with a vengeance in that match, causing the match to go Eric Corvis's way. But yeah, as you said, Nick, quite a different atmosphere in the contingent today.
Well, I don't think the night has gone according to Eric Corvis's plans so far.
0 for 2.
Yeah, BT Bull has no mask to...
That's funny. I remember a time when I was running the contingent when 3 guys won championships all in one night. I don't think Eric ever did that.
No, I can't recall Eric ever doing that.
Yeah, so
Contingent under new management. Corvis looking to put a chair to the back of Ty Thomas, but Ty with the kick to the gut.
and tonight that management is about to put the group out of business.
Now Ty with the chair. Remember, it's an I Quit match. Everything's legal. Choking out Corvis.
It was 1 year ago that your contingent kind of disbanded and fell apart when Corvis and Bull turned on Ty Thomas as he misses Eric Corvis with the chair.
It was definitely a dark time, and then spiraled us into where we are right now.
Well, Ty missing with the chair shot, hitting the ring post, and those vibrations going through his hands and arms.
And I'll tell you what, back on that moment, that was the only time in all the years that I've known you, Nick, that you were not sure what to do. No way.
Corvis putting punishment on the hands and now raking his fingernails down the back of Ty.
The one thing I do got to give you credit, Nick, is that you stuck by your guns. You stuck by your guy. Like you said, your guy Ty, and you never turned your back on him. You stuck with him no matter what it meant.
You know, for better or for worse, right? You know, like I said earlier, he was the guy that I really felt could be the future of this company, and I still do firmly feel that way. Eric Corvis, BT Bull are not the stand-up, competitors that we really need here.
I mean, I'm going to slightly disagree with you, Nick. I mean, BT Bull showing a bit of honor earlier on in his match against Sean Damage McNelis. he took the mask off himself. He wasn't forced. It wasn't damage that did it. Oh, good grief.
But he didn't shake Damage's hand either at the end.
Fair point. He still went with the Contingent.
I will agree with you. You might be right there. Maybe after everything is said and done, maybe Bull is finally having a sense of humility, finally seeing the error of his ways and seeing what's been happening here. Maybe he's being reminded of what I've always tried to teach him.
Well, Eric Corvis throwing everything but the kitchen sink at Ty Thomas. We got wet floor signs. We got crutches. We got a no parking sign.
No pineapples yet.
No pineapples yet. And I'm pretty sure Ty Thomas his pineapples are not feeling too great either.
No, and Ty Thomas winning the brawl for it all to get this shot as he does not give up.
Oh, Corvis putting the garbage can lid in the mouth of Ty.
Do not be surprised if this match goes into some pretty brutal territory here.
Yeah, it's not going to be for the faint at heart, that's for sure.
I mean, we're brushing with it already.
Corvis with a chair in his hand, that can't be good.
The name of the game is Make Your Opponent I Quit, and it's much different than a normal 3 count. Psychology comes into the game here. You need to grind your opponent down mentally and physically.
Yeah, not a single high-impact maneuver. That's, yeah, as you said, Nick, we're looking for extended offense. Sustained punishment.
Oh, and speaking of which, after the drop toe hold, Corvis's neck is wrenched in between the chair.
Anyone could get their opponent down for a quick 3 count. Anyone with a certain level of skill could get it done. It's much different to get your opponent to a point mentally where they feel that they need to straight up quit.
And that low blow by Corvis actually...
That could be it.
It took Ty off of his feet. And then Sabu style, throwing the chair into the head of Ty. Well, Corvis is going to take a break here. I don't think that's the wisest maneuver.
Not what I would advise for sure. I would definitely
at least ask for the ref to check something, not to sit there.
Yeah, absolutely. In a time like this, a match like this, stay on top of him. Keep grinding your opponent down. As much as I don't like to see that, it should be more.
Corvis asking Ty if he quit, and then our referee Jimmy Storm giving the official ask.
Another problem I think when you're at Corvis, you got to think about when you're out there. You hit him too many times, you knock him out. He can't say I quit.
I mean, unconsciousness does end an I quit match, but hopefully we're not going to see that. Hopefully it won't get to that point.
Unless it's Eric.
Well, all right. I'm going to rewind just a little bit. Ty Thomas, when he had Eric Corvis hung up in that steel chair, he decided to break the hold, which I think was probably smart on his part. He saw that Corvis wasn't going to be giving it up, and we got a zero machine being set up by the mat mechanic here. A couple of shots to the ribs by Ty, able to fight his way out of it. Corvis going right back looking for the circuit breaker, but Ty Thomas escaping out the back door.
I think he landed on the chair.
Yeah,
too.
Corvis landing right on that steel chair.
Now you are seeing the intelligence, the intellect of Ty Thomas, how much information he has retained on Eric Corvis from spending time in the stable together.
Ty Thomas with the reverse choke. Corvis not giving up yet.
No, not only did he not give up, he told Jimmy Storm to shut up. I'm assuming that means no.
Just the running boot from Ty sends Corvis back down onto the mat. Eric Corvis, a Hall of Famer, a 2-time Grand Slam champion. Ty Thomas looking for his first UWA Elite Championship.
It could be his first, and he could be the last UWA Elite champion.
I mean, whoever wins this match has a great chance to be the last champion.
Ty putting the chair into the midsection of Corvis again, right into the lower back. Now we got a couple of chairs set up for Ty.
Ty clearly planning ahead, trying to strategize, figure out a way to put down the bigger guy.
I've always felt like Ty is more of a reaction wrestler. He doesn't go for the really strong offense, but his counter maneuvers are fantastic. It looks like that's what he's been putting into effect against Corvis here in this matchup.
That's part of what always impressed me with Ty, as an in-ring competitor. He is quite ring savvy, quite intelligent, able to use his opponent's offense to their own detriment, except right now.
Frog splash by Corvis onto Ty, who was on the 2 chairs.
Yeah, those chairs are still in that same spot. And this time it was Ty that was on the wrong end of it.
Yeah, not so good there, Ty.
Goes with a crossface with the chair.
That metal structure of that chair being driven into the throat, the windpipe of Ty.
The Let's Go Ty chant from the UWA Elite Army. And that might be the smartest thing that Ty Thomas has done so far. All of the weapons inside the ring. Eric Corvis was inside the ring. Ty making his way to the outside, but here comes the mat mechanic out to meet him with the wet floor sign. Oh, cracked him right on top of the head. Corvis looking to do a little bit more damage now.
Ty trying to fight back. Oh, and
look right on cue.
These freaking guys.
The other 4 members of the contingent out to ringside as Corvis and Ty are fighting over by our merchandise tables.
They're taking off the canvas.
They're dismantling the ring. They moved the ring steps out of the way.
They're fulfilling their appropriate role as ring crew.
A little bit early for that, I think. Ty Thomas and Corvis still fighting over by our merch tables.
Come on, Corvis, what do you say? Shut up!
And a backhand to Ty Thomas.
This isn't the first time something like this has happened in the Last Breath. We've had the canvas pulled off, boards exposed before. In a match I believe Eric Corvis was a part of.
As much as I hate this, guys, I can't really say that this is a terrible idea.
Yeah, I mean, if it's an I Quit match, the whole point is to do as much punishment to your opponent as possible, and how else would you do that by exposing the wood and steel of the professional wrestling ring?
Come on, Corvis, what do you say? Shut up,
The Gambler and the Mat Mechanic continuing to battle through the crowd out by the entryway.
I don't think Ty has any idea of what's happening in the ring.
No, I don't think he does at all.
I'm not sure that Corvis does.
They're on the opposite end of the arena. You can only assume that Eric had told them previously that this had been part of an earlier plan.
I mean, it does seem to be coordinated. All 4 of them seem to be on the same page.
BT Bull now using all of his might to pull all the padding off the ring to expose
It's just wood and steel. That's
wooden
all it is.
structure. Absolutely. That is what makes a ring. And in the meantime, Eric Corvis and Ty Thomas on the opposite side of the room here.
You'll have to kill me!
Ty Thomas saying you'll have to kill me before I quit.
Well, if they make their way back into this ring, someone may die.
Yeah, I think Eric Corvis would be A-okay with that happening.
Like, I mean, we have the padding and the canvas as thin as it is. It's there for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, you still feel the pain, but you're not going to die. I mean, let's call it what it is.
And in the meantime, the members of the contingent are not stopping with just exposing the wood frame. They're removing the ropes. They're trying to remove the ring to its bare structure.
Once again, Corvis and Ty in the battle.
We're done.
All right, BT Bull is saying we're done.
And as I said earlier, I guess this is part of an earlier plan. They're done with their phase of the plan.
You called it, Nick. Oh, hang on. Sean Damage McNelis.
They didn't plan for this.
Joey Adams and the BROtein pack, Seaway and Blade, taking out all 4 members of the contingent. Look at Eric Corvis. Look at the look on Corvis's face. He has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't part of Corvis's plan.
And now Ty Thomas putting Corvis's hand underneath the board.
And that's board and steel. Wood and steel.
It's making Eric scream bloody murder.
Oh. Then Ty just stomping down on the board. Corvis still refusing to quit. Finally extricating his hand from underneath that board. Oh, but he's set up Ty with a head of steam looking for that kick. Corvis able to catch the leg and send Ty down, and again...
Now it's really the hardest part of the ring.
The entire ring is now the hardest part of the ring. And because we need a little bit extra, Corvis is going to bring a chair into the ring.
I mean, at this point, you might as well.
This match has entered a territory of ultimate brutality.
Just slamming the turnbuckle into the head of Ty Thomas. The Mat Mechanic, the Gambler, not just fighting for a championship, practically fighting for their very lives right now.
This is personal for sure, and you can see it right now.
Who knows how deep we are into this match, and it is already one of the most brutal that we have seen.
Corvis setting up for a suplex onto the bare boards. I mean, we got to be... These boards can actually break, folks. There's not a whole lot under this. There's some cross beams. There's metal cross beams. That's all that's supporting the boards.
And then if you go through that, you're DDT onto the board. And if you go through the board, you're going right into the floor. Well, if you can make it through the steel beams that are underneath the wood.
At best, steel beams break your fall.
If those wooden boards separate, you are exposed straight to steel.
If you're lucky, you'll make it through to the floor.
Once again, Ty Thomas refusing to give up. Corvis just whipping him with a ring rope. Not getting all of that one, but yeah, that one will work. And now just using the ring rope to choke Ty.
I think he's got on his eyes, breaking his eyes with the rope.
I'm doing my best.
Well, the fans here at ringside bloodthirsty, thinking that the Mat Mechanic isn't quite dealing enough damage to Ty. Scoop slam by Ty onto the boards.
This hurts so bad. No, please.
Eric feeling the impact of his own plan.
Ty can't believe that Corvis said no.
Well, Corvis thought this was going to be a 4-on-1, 5-on-1. He didn't account for damage to BROtein back and Joey Adams.
Oh, Corvis looked like he was trying to beg off.
It almost looked like Ty almost dodged it, like he knew it, but he still couldn't get out of the way.
I think that was just his arm lifting Ty's body. Ty Thomas was able to reverse his way out of the suplex. The Mat Mechanic taking the full force of that.
Ty almost looked like he was going for a cover there. There's no pinfalls.
I mean, that's just instinct. You go for a pinfall whenever you have a high damage receiver like that. And Corvis putting Ty through a steel chair.
Through the chair, and then when you're done with the chair, you hit the wood of the ring.
Corvis just slapping Ty.
That's frustration setting in on Eric Corvis.
What I was about to say, Eric clearly growing increasingly frustrated.
But that could be better for Ty, as weird as that sounds.
The inside-out chair now being delivered to the head of Ty Thomas.
Nothing sounds good to Ty right now.
Is that the chair leg supports?
Indeed it is.
The broken chair now in pieces, those pieces being used as weapons. Ty fighting it off as Corvis tries to deliver to the head of the gambler. Pedigree from Ty Thomas, he hits it! Normally I'd say make a cover, but that doesn't matter in this match.
Where am I?
Well, Corvis has no idea where he is, but he doesn't have the sense to give up. He's saying no. Ty locking up the ankles.
Ty's going to have to remind him through pain and torture.
Is he going to give up? Corvis says no.
I don't know what it's going to take for either one of these men to win this match. I mean, what they both been through.
I mean, as I said before, unconsciousness will end the match, and it's looking like it might go that way. Back elbow by Corvis, another one. Looking for a zero machine. He hits the zero machine on the gambler. Corvis yells he's done. Ref Jimmy Storm's going to ask Ty.
What do you say? You want to quit? Come on.
Ty can't even say it. He's just shaking his head.
There's no chance.
It's going to take more than that.
You can see the welts on Ty's back from the damage that has been caused in this match. Even Jimmy Storm doesn't even want to get over there. The brutality that's happening.
Corvis looking to tear the face of Ty Thomas apart.
I think he let go. I think he let go of it too early. I think I mean, it sounds awful, but I think Corvis could have held that a little bit longer.
I mean, we've seen wrestlers' mouths be ripped open by a turnbuckle support, and it is not pretty.
There's nothing pretty about this type of match. This is a boiling point. This is the end of the line for these two guys.
Corvis with the zero machine on the apron.
Oh, what's left of the apron.
Fair point. Ty able to fight his way out of it. Ty looking for a pedigree. Corvis trying to fight his way out of it. He's got a hand on the rope to make sure that pedigree doesn't happen. And backdrop puts Ty Thomas onto the boards, onto the steel, and then onto the floor.
You want to talk about getting a hit on the hardest part of the ring?
Corvis,
as bad as it gets.
Corvis just trying to drop down to go out to ringside and hurt himself a little bit on dropping down.
I don't know what else Corvis could possibly be getting right now.
Is that a handcuff?
That is handcuff.
Those are handcuffs. I'm not 100% sure that handcuffs are the best way. I mean, just throw your opponent into the ring, hit the boards, hit the steel.
I mean, that hasn't worked either.
All right.
This has been part of Eric's game plan. The cuff's not on all the way, clearly. And grabs another pair of cuffs and hits him with those.
I mean, if the first one doesn't work, I try again, I guess. Now Ty secured in the handcuffs and a headbutt from Corvis.
Yeah, Corvis making sure that those ones are locked in.
Just yelling at Ty, give up, quit.
No!
Ty's still saying no.
That's more of this.
I mean, Nick, at what point do you just give up?
I don't know, especially considering Ty seems stuck right now.
I mean, he's in handcuffs. There's not much. Like,
I mean,
would you want your guy to give it up at this point just to avoid permanent damage?
I know Jimmy Storm can't throw it out, but I mean, at some point, someone's got to step in.
That's it. It's I quit or unconsciousness. Those are the only two ways to win this match. Right into the face of Ty Thomas.
Too much.
I mean, it's...
Come on, what do you say? You would quit? He's saying no, champ. He's saying no.
It's looking pretty dire.
Nick, I mean, I can't help but know that you don't look so good over here.
I'm a little lost for words. I'm not.
Oh.
I mean, it's getting to the point where it's a personal thing for you. I mean, this is someone that he's not. Let's be real. He's your friend.
This is it.
Oh, Nicholas
All right.
Cage just left the booth.
All right, he's going back to the locker room. Is Nick Kay, and I don't blame him. Oh wait, no, he's not going to the locker room. Nick Kay getting involved in this match. Oh, and just clubs Eric Corvis on the side of the head.
And he's got the key. Nicholas Cage has the key.
Yeah, he threw the keys to Ty Thomas. Oh, those were not keys. Those were the broken handcuffs.
Oh, but Jimmy Storm has the key. Those referees, they got everything.
Well, Nick Kay literally sacrificing his body to get Ty Thomas unlocked from the handcuffs, or at least give him the opportunity to get unlocked from the handcuffs. And that's it. Ty Thomas is free. Corvis in a heap at ringside. Ty's exposing the metal, exposing the steel of the ring. I don't know what he's got in mind for Corvis, but it's just bad news.
This is a side of Ty Thomas you've never seen.
What are you doing?
Is he squishing his head in between the beam and the wood?
Between the beam and the wood of the ring. Eric Corvis quit! He said I quit! Ty Thomas is your UWA Elite Champion! It's jackpot for the gambler!
UWA Elite Champion!
The gambler cashes out as your new UWA Elite Champion. And look out to ringside is the Contingent. Ty, watch your back. BT Bull, Chris Powers, Ryan T, and E-Money Milli all out at ringside.
Oh, now they're surrounding the ring. I mean,
and Nick Kay in the middle of it. Nick's got a chair.
What's left of that chair? I mean, listen. Like, can we just let him have his moment at this point? Even I'm, man enough to say that.
Ty Thomas saying, I have to destroy the monster I created. Corvis yelling, get him. None of the members of the Contingent are going for it, though. At least not right away. BT Bull talking to E-Money Milli, saying, look at me, listen to me. E-Money Milli taking off the shirt.
That's probably the best decision he's made here in UWA Elite.
I mean, Milli seeing the writing on the wall, I guess.
I mean, he got tired of being bossed around. I don't blame him.
Well, the rookie making the veteran decision. Powers, Ryan T, BT Bull.
Now Ryan T taking off the shirt.
Eric Corvis is seeing his kingdom crumbling in front of him.
Ryan T said it's not me. And then there was three.
I mean, Ty Thomas right now just watching the Contingent implode.
And now Chris Powers also removing the shirt and throwing it in the face of Eric Corvis. And wait,
it's just Bull.
Look at the ring.
It's just
Oh,
Bull.
look at the forward in the ring. It's the Contingent. This is where it started. This is where it began, and this is where it ends.
Nicholas K. Associates becoming the Contingent with the addition of Eric Corvis. Corvis just slapped BT Bull. Oh! The knockout punch by BT Bull. Maskless.
That has been brewing inside Bull for months.
Ty Thomas leaping into the arms of BT Bull. The Contingent is no more. And your UWA Elite Champion for the first time in his career. The Gambler. Truly terrific. And he is now 100% good as gold. Ty Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, UWA Elite fans, be with us March 14th, 2026 as UWA Elite raises the bar one final time. Until then, I'll say for JC, for the UWA Elite Hall of Famer Cypress, for Nick K, for Shannon May, Rich Reed, John Bowes, President Dave Swan, and all of us at UWA Elite, this is the man of 1,000 spreadsheets, MC Hale, saying we will see you at ringside.
Where's the table? Where's the mic? Did I miss Last Breath? You're kidding me. Cypress really snapped me out of Last Breath. Unfreaking believable.